How you doing, everyone? Welcome to Experience the Hype. I'm going to do a little bullshit introduction for the first one. ETH, Experience the Hype. I'm Rob. Sat next to me is one of my mates, my best mates, just some dickhead Sam.
Hello.
We occasionally delve into some like acting and comedy and stuff. We're sat here at Chameleon Studios, Chameleon Audio, with the wonderfully talented Mr. Mojo and Mr. Mane.
Yeah.
And basically, we're just a couple of mates trying to get to know each other a little bit better. And experience the hype, you know.
Yeah.
Talk about some cool shit, and that's basically all this is about: celebrating stuff that gets people mad and hyped and exciting stuff.
Gets us hyped, and just he's getting everyone hyped at this moment as well.
We want to learn some shit.
Yeah, we'll have Sam's fact corner
and help people learn some shit as well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Help the people, mate. Trust
yeah.
me. Community.
We can try.
Community.
So yeah, the first ever podcast, boys.
Mad.
This is something we wanted to do for ages. And we've never got around to do it.
And now we're here, experiencing the hype.
Experiencing this hype, man.
half an hour behind schedule.
Yeah.
It's all good, man.
I'm covered in fucking fly paper.
ETH01 though, man. You know what I mean? It's a monumentous occasion.
How long have you guys been wanting to do it for? Because me and Sam have been wanting to do it for like ages. Did you hear my voice break? First one, I knew my voice would break.
Number one.
Fucking hell.
That's so good.
A while, man. To be honest.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know, how long have we all known each other now? Probably about a couple of years or something.
2015, I think we met.
About 2 years.
Specific guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've known you for a little bit longer.
Yeah,
no, 2014 actually, because you guys knew him.
Yeah, we all met through Cam.
Yeah, I met Cam.
I met you guys through him because he met you through Cam.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Cam's the linchpin that holds the glue together.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not even in the room, but yeah. Shout out to Cam.
Shout out to Cam.
First one.
But yeah, I don't know. I think we've been doing radio for like a long time now. So like maybe about 2 years we've been doing radio. Like UK Mondo in Sheffield.
Yeah.
Done various guest things on Mode FM London. Radar, London. Trickstar Brighton, and then we had a show on Silk City for a long time.
Silk City, man.
Like 4 or 5 months or something.
At least, yeah.
I used to watch your live streams when you were doing that
on Silk City.
Yeah, man.
But have you ever had like
ever since then, really, we never really had those are like more music-based shows.
Yeah, but was it ever in podcast format though?
No, never.
Never done anything like this.
No, for sure, man.
Yeah.
So we're all complete fucking newbies.
Yeah, this is completely new.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen a podcast of what he showed me of certain people on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's how everyone gets to do it, man.
In fact, we should probably talk about what podcast we actually bumped then, man. You know what I mean? Before we actually even go any further.
Well,
man,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what's inspired us to do this.
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure, man.
Who wants to say it?
Obviously, I'm going to say Joe Rogan because
That's every single one.
Yeah.
That is the big hit. There we go. It's fucking...
Big up Joe Rogan if he ever sees this inside the ride.
Trust, man.
Yeah, so Joe Rogan sorted it for me. Definitely. That's definitely what... Again, who got me into that was Cam. How weird's this? Why is Cam not here, man?
Oh, no, yeah.
Guy, man. His episode's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
his episode will be crazy.
He showed me in his kitchen. I remember we were on his, and we're just dicking about. Not actually, but like we're in his kitchen for some reason. Fuck knows why. We're eating some
just
food.
Chilling, man.
Normally, what you do in a kitchen. And he got he was like, "Robbie, you ever heard of this guy called Joey Diaz?" And I was like, No idea who that geezer is. And he was just, watch this, man. I think he's like the funniest man in the world. And I watched like...
life.
Yeah, I didn't even see a stand-up set of him. He was just... In fact, I didn't even watch it. He just gave me the headphones. I just listened.
Oh, really?
And I just listened to him and Joe Rogan talking. And he was just an XFL and it was just
I think
creasing, man.
just his voice, bro, just tells a fucking million stories.
It really does.
I mean, you can hear the fucking smoke in his voice, bro. Like,
He's been smoking since how old?
Baby.
Yeah, since he was in the womb.
Since when they used to give babies cigars, you know what I mean? As soon as they come out,
mate, he was smoking since he was
a fat cigar with you. Oh, God.
Your man.
But I reckon hip hop saved my life should get a mention as well. Fairly new, but like Joe put me onto it, and I think that's one of the best, man. Like Ramesh Ranganathan.
No way.
Does like a hip hop saved my life podcast, and he's had like Frankie Boyle. He's had the actor that plays Chubuddy G. You know Chubuddy G?
Yeah.
From People Just Do Nothing. Like he interviews the actual actor. Do you know what I mean? So check it out, man. That's our hot.
That's a new one to me.
Comedians just talking about hip hop, and it's just
class.
unique, man.
Yeah, and I think the only other one that I really don't make an effort to check out really is like the Noisier podcast, man. But that's kind of more music based. It's kind of like Noisier radio.
My mate Alex Lawlick, he showed me that.
Yeah, but it's really sick, man. It's like they play like just the cutting edge of D&B across the spectrum. Do you know what I mean? It's like almost like I don't know how to explain. Like there's the label called Critical Music, so they're the cutting edge kind of label of D&B at the moment. These like Noisier Radio is like the cutting edge radio show almost. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like go hand in hand. Man, they play a lot of critical stuff, don't they? So that was a sick one. Yeah, it's on SoundCloud. That one is so.
But it's mad how it's a complete podcast market.
Yeah, it is.
And that just goes for anything, like even products.
Yeah,
starting a podcast and stuff like this.
Podcasts about
so like if they can do it, why can't anyone do it? And that's kind of why we just wanted to do it, innit?
Yeah, let's just talk some shit, man.
I think a lot of them are quite specified as well, though, man. There's always like a podcast like theme, like Rogan's is like MMA and like. There's a lot of
overall,
ones,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not specifically, but that's what so much of it is based on.
Yeah,
very theme specific. But I think we should be more open. You know what I mean? I think we will be more open to like all kind of like. All topics.
But that's what it's about. It's about hype from wherever it comes from.
Exactly. There's a lot of different shit.
There's a sort of certain topics that bring us all together, but each one of us has got so many different. And the guests that we want to get on and stuff. I love meeting people from all walks of life and just learning what makes you tick.
Yeah, man.
Like what made music the go-to thing for you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stuff like that. What makes people so madly interested in football that they dedicate their entire life to it. They battle through injuries and stuff.
Mate.
It's incredible. I love to see
like
passion in people.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, passionate.
Just when I said obsession, I just felt like Calvin Klein, man.
Calvin Klein, that was impulsive.
I felt myself I was like on a beach with like a white flowing shirt. It was half open. You know what I mean? Obviously, I had like a 6-pack of that. You know what I mean? I wasn't me. You know
Not getting out of breath carrying bin bags as you are now, apparently.
That's getting edited out, man.
People don't need to know about that.
But it's other people's passions, isn't it? That's really fucking interesting. And why this is going to be interesting and all the guests as well.
Yeah.
We're just normal though as well, but everyone's got their thing that they really love and they're looking to and like,
everyone's got that one thing that drives them. Yeah. And even if it doesn't drive, but there are some people that have just multiple things. There's these crazy multi-talented people that can do so much.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand people that can sing, dance and act and are really funny and can play instruments.
It's
just fucking so not fair. Can I have some of your talent, please?
Hands, bro, like,
a Joe Vulcan,
how
MC,
can you steal all the
DJ,
talent, man?
Produce. Skate really well.
That's awful to me. That is absolutely
disgusting. It's not fair.
I love Jake Van, man, like legend, man. You know what I mean? But like, God, man, he does everything so sick, man. Like, just fucking drives me insane, man. Like,
then people are good at everything they put their hand to, man.
Oh no, man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But going back to the podcast thing, what about you lads? Because we said ours, but like,
for me,
podcasts have influenced you.
It was him showing me Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz's connection, man.
Joey Diaz, and they're really the only ones I watch. I mean, this is completely off, like, that side of things. But the Stone Cold podcast I've listened to and watched before, because I know, wrestling's fake, but it's still an art form, you know what I mean?
They're still athletes, mate.
They're still athletes. And with that
Stone Cold's
podcast,
fucking sick as fuck. He's a cool guy.
Exactly, you find out more stuff. With that podcast, you find out like the realer stuff behind, like the realer shit behind wrestling, not
for sure, man.
all the I'm gonna punch your face and all that law, you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate, wrestling's a graft, man.
Yeah, wrestling.
And
they take a different type of beating, they do, man.
Yeah, and it's so often. It's like every, it's some nights, it's some weeks, it's twice, 3 times, 4 nights a week.
Every night. Every night.
Do they?
Touring. They do in-house shows that don't get premiered like on telly and all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they just pre-film the matches and stuff like that, though.
Well, it ain't like what it is it's just for the fans to come and watch, and it's like a warm-up for the live show that they're going to perform, and that goes out to the world. Like they seriously are tuned athletes.
Yeah,
and I know it gets its
graft,
due
man.
because of what it is and all that, but they do put the work in, man. You got to appreciate that.
I love the Attitude Era, man. That was
that's what
it was for me.
Got everyone into it, man, with the Rock and Stone Cold. And
over the turn of the century and shit. That was the time, man. Trust, bro.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat that, man.
Too sick, man.
Trust, bro.
Yeah, I don't understand some of the gimmicks now. Because, I'm not up to speed with it at all.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely passed me by now.
Insane. I remember watching, like, some of it, like, maybe a few years ago, like when you and Craig used to, live in the flat and that. And I think we were just watching it and just, mate, it was just the most far-fetched, like, ridiculous storylines. Like 90-year-old woman, but like giving birth to a midget. And it's like, what the fuck, bro?
This is professional
and the midget
WWE.
just walks out. You know what I mean? Of this like like place. You know what I mean? Like we won't even go into it because it's like, you know what I mean, family friendly and that. But, it just walks out with like a crown and like a sash saying like, I don't know, #1 baby or something weird shit, bro. You know what I mean?
That's creepy.
Really strange.
And this is WWE.
Like, this was this is like literally like a few years ago, man.
Like Monday Night Raw.
McMahon's son.
It was definitely Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, definitely Monday Night Raw.
It was insane.
We used to watch that a lot, man. When we used to live upstairs, we'd just like chill, and then like
Watch
us
wrestling.
three, like Fozzie, whoever,
Scott,
and then Jag would come at the time we finished like 1 or whatever. Just be watching that, playing fucking FIFA or something.
Yeah.
Redemption, fucking GTA, Call of
COD.
Duty. Obviously COD mostly.
Love
like,
COD, man.
left that till the end, but yeah, Craig could testify to fucking wrestlers being athletes because he actually went to this amateur club, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it, but and he trained with them for one night because the mate of his was into it.
Yeah.
And you should have seen his back, man. Literally just red raw and oh man, that was like.
Do you reckon that's partly down to
throwing yourself
turnbuckles
onto
the mats and stuff, man?
Like, literally, you have to take all the pain that would be inflicted by punches most of the time, and like throwing yourself around and like stuff like that. But it just doesn't connect. Like the art of wrestling is just to not connect. And most of the time you do connect. He said like people
No,
punching me.
Yeah.
People throwing me on the floor, like,
face.
but the art of it, is just to not.
Yeah,
See, this
even when you watch some of
those.
those old clips back as well, like you can see Stone Cold literally punching people in the face.
But that's Stone Cold though, isn't it?
Punching people in the face. Like they all do, man. You know what I mean? They just get overexcited, and you're not going to pull your punches.
Yeah.
See,
You're
this
not
is
gonna-
one thing. Like, I'd love to. I've spoke to
It's a
Cam
heat
about
of the
it.
moment, isn't it?
I've spoke to Cam because he does like martial arts and stuff and
Yeah.
kickboxing and stuff like that. And I've had conversations where I'm thinking, what makes someone wanna punch someone in the face, and more to the point, what makes someone go into a place where they're definitely gonna probably get punched or kicked in the fucking head?
Yeah.
That's crazy to have that sort of drive to the
Competition, I suppose.
Competition.
Lack of fear, man. I think it's like an honest lack of fear. Like same with like F1 drivers, or same with like I mean any really dangerous.
Anyone who rides a motorbike
is
has got to be fearless.
I don't want to get into a ring and try and punch people because I don't want to get punched.
They've got a lack of fear of getting like their arms broken, legs broken. They don't fear that. They don't fear.
And I've got quite a large fear of getting hit in the head. I don't enjoy that.
Yeah.
Like it's not something I actually get up and go, do you know what? I can't wait to get punched in the face.
Yeah, for sure. These guys wake up like, I can't wait to go and go to the gym. You know what I mean?
Just take some kicks to the leg.
And just, get fucked up for
fucking
the
twist.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no.
But I imagine it's addictive though, man. Putting your body through it, and then like it becomes this thing that you want to maintain and get better at.
It's fucking sick.
It's like with making music. We've got you guys with comedy as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
different types of people.
You know, when you just get into something and you just want to get better at it, or like at any cost. Do you know what I mean? It's just obsession. You know what I mean?
Yeah, obsession.
Like, and like comedy drives us a lot as well. Like because like you might not think about it, like you know what I mean, music and whatever, but mate, a lot of our samples that we use, just like Big Less or like, you know what I mean, just random shit from like comedy, you know what I mean?
Phone shop.
Phone shop,
shop.
We've sampled Phone Shop so much, man. Like,
it's just there, like it just goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But also, it's a thing
Chappelle
that gets you
fans as well.
hyped, and the more hyped you are, the more creative I think people get.
Yeah,
The more that
sure.
they're like, no, this is mad. You know, people
from
you know,
anything though
any
as well.
situation that they get into.
Trust, man. It'll be like going from like making a tune, just close down the tune and watching Dave Chappelle. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, that is just like it's just hand in hand, man. You know what I mean? I suppose that's how we just chill, man. After you know what I mean? It's just like after making tunes and that. There's always like a bit of comedy or like Always Sunny or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love Always Sunny as well because it feels like it doesn't have like doesn't feel like stand up, but it feels like it's just improvised. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very I love the looseness of the show.
Yeah. Like it's just like they still feel like it's like just one guy behind the camera, like just filming it or whatever. And it's just a friend that's just like kind of doing all these.
It's the way those camera angles work. I think it's done the way it's done. It's almost like faux low budget. You can tell it's not like the production value is high, but it's done in a way that looks. They're trying to make it not look polished. You know what I mean? I think that adds to the rawness. It makes. I'm so invested in those characters, man.
Trust me, man.
Because I see so much of my dark fucking side.
They are
of me
really low budget
in all
though,
of
aren't they?
Yeah,
the whole series costs like nothing.
You joking?
I mean, to make like it's so cheap. You know what I mean?
They like set new levels with that. Like
then I was completely fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And then props
Made
to
it
them.
cheaply.
No,
like,
because they've probably got
Because they've fooled me.
They've probably got access to millions for a
yeah.
series, but they probably don't even use it, and that's why it's so good because it was so good.
It's just
without
so
that
raw,
budget.
man.
Fuck it,
It's
I heard it
It's
didn't
not
get
such a
money
good
till
idea.
Danny DeVito
Didn't
come
need
into
to
it.
push
Yeah. Like they did the
Yeah.
first season on a shoestring, man. I think the first season there was like $500 or something.
You joking.
Mad.
Ridiculous, bro. The first pilot.
First pilot, yeah, I saw that.
But like after that, I think they got a budget. Yeah, I mean, they had a certain amount per episode, but it wasn't much, man.
Really
And they were
wasn't
forced to bring on Danny DeVito because they said they were going to drop the show unless they had a big star come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it, and they said that like it wasn't going to work, and
Yeah,
they were
so-
like it wasn't going to work.
But he
and
was
that-
perfect.
And then man,
Absolutely
Yeah,
perfect.
they brought in Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito only went on because his I think his son and his daughters watched the show or something. I think his kids watched the show.
Really?
And they were like, "Yeah, Dad, you like go for that show."
Yeah.
And he was just like, "What is this weird show?" Like, with these
Yeah,
mad
mate.
kids.
That's insanity.
That was it,
Yeah, but he said that he says in the in his inside the actor studio. You know, have you ever watched those?
Yeah.
Inside
Oh
the Actor
yeah,
Studio
yeah,
with,
yeah.
James Lipton or whatever his name is. Like he says on that as well, he's just like they just let me do weird stuff. Like there's not enough places on TV where you can go and just be weird. Do you know what I
Because he
mean?
was, man.
Like
Frank's
being burst out
Frank's
of the sofa
such a
and like
funny fucking character.
just like mad stuff, bro. Do you know what I mean? When he shaves himself entirely bald and he's like crawling around
Yeah,
on the
like-
floor in sludge and it's just, like,
in sludge,
it's just
man. Yeah.
insane, bro. When
he's
you
got
really
a gun
think
like
about
at all times.
Yeah, he's always got a revolver.
It's great, man. Best character. He probably just was like, "Yeah, can I do that?" And it's like, "Yeah, of course, it's gonna be hilarious."
Just think about it. He's virtually playing so many roles each day because Frank is so fucking strange. You never know what the fuck he's gonna do
Yeah.
from one moment to the next.
He's a fucking nut.
It's so good, man.
It must be so fun to, have to fart beginning of an episode farting out of a window, and then you fall in cracky character's head. It's a dream job, man.
He really is.
What a script to work with, man.
Isn't it? But like, what like comedy shows like would influence you, like sitcoms right now? 'Cause we've kinda
Sitcoms
just-
that are out now.
or like not necessarily sitcoms, but comedy TV series. Let's say.
Do you know what? I've been recently really, really getting into Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that.
How weird's that?
So
Because
good,
it's just
yeah,
something
mate.
that's out there. It's really prominent, and I caught up in a little. I was got onto the hype late. Watched a little
Same.
Yeah.
bit. I really did enjoy it, but it just fell to the back of my mind. And then
Mm.
the past few days, I've just been trying to marathon them.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Mate, but
Because
my
they're
friend
getting new ones.
Dom showed us, remember? When, I think we were in the first studio,
Yeah, we were
bro.
in the
We were
first
actually in the
studio,
first
innit? He was,
studio,
like,
man.
watching
That
it.
long ago.
Yeah.
And we were watching, like,
Sick,
I think we
man.
literally got onto it from the first season, man. Like,
Yeah.
and we're just like, this is the new swag.
We
It's
man.
weren't
weird how
fresh on
something
it,
hooks
but
you like that.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah,
man.
Dom
Like,
was-
yeah, Dom always shows me like mad stuff, man. I think he showed me, he showed us Big Les as well. He showed us
Big Les
Les,
show.
and
Funny
so-
as fuck.
like one
man.
of the
Did
best
actually.
Australian things ever.
It literally is, man. There's Big Les show and then Steve
Amazing
Irwin
for
just
that.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's just
Steve Irwin, man.
Agreed, man. But like, mate, it's just interesting though, man.
Do you know what I think it is about Rick and Morty? It's that cartoon style, but it's adult. I think it's nostalgic
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
how many
very much
people our age watch Adventure Time and what's that other one?
Man.
It's Adventure Time and
Regular show.
the regular show. How many adults still watch that show and it's for kids? You know what I mean? And it's in that art style similarly. You know what I mean? And because it's adult and grown up, I think that's why it's captivated so many people.
That's why adult, cartoons that are based for an adult audience work so much because a
Yeah.
lot of kids watch, the other way around. A lot of kids watch them as well.
Look at Family Guy.
Exactly, Family Guy. That kicked off massively.
One Punch Man.
I fucking
One Punch Man.
One Punch
I
Man was
love
awesome.
The
I thought there was
Simpsons.
sense of
I still
humour in
watch
that.
The
Was,
Simpsons all the time.
Yeah, I love The
Yeah,
Simpsons.
man.
But
Old
if you watch it
Simpsons.
now, bro,
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
see all the stuff that you didn't see when you was a kid.
yeah.
When I was a
Yeah,
kid, I
you
loved
really
it,
do.
but
Yeah.
now, like, you can...
There's all the adult jokes that I didn't
Yeah,
pick up
it's
on. Like, this
really layered.
episode
It's
has
layered, yeah,
so much more to me now.
Trust,
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Disney films do that though.
Yeah.
Give the adult jokes.
Yeah,
and
Yeah, man.
They're insidious, man.
that's
Yeah, I
not
think
that's
they're
not
just
your
like
joke.
darker
Tell
way,
some
man.
kids to
Yeah,
do
trust,
some
man.
dark shit, man. The
Yeah.
Simpsons is just like
That's right.
commenting on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Simpsons are
Predicting
really
Trump
interesting.
and that.
Yeah, exactly, man. Trust,
Yeah.
bro. They
What
could
the
see
fuck?
stupid shit coming, man, like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
like, it's just it's not
Really good show.
people think it's like predicting, but it's not like far fetched to guess what's going to happen. Do you know what I
There you
mean?
go,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Yeah.
You can see how stupid the world's going,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you can
Yeah.
trust
man.
what kind of bullshit's going to happen.
like anyone could have
Powerful.
like in the height of Labour, like could have predicted we're going to have a Tory government soon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then that happens, and you're like, whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Really?
And
Truth,
now
truth,
you are like Satan. You know what I mean?
You are like
it's
Satan.
and that's fucking mad to me, man.
Or
Do you know what I
Illuminati.
mean? I feel like YouTube's changed like the way a lot of people just fucking think, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like they can only think in like.
Do you know what it is, mate? It's not even just YouTube.
Fucking-
It's instant communication through the internet.
Yeah.
Think about it. I can
is,
send,
yeah,
the
it's
world gets
so
smaller
fucking mad,
every
bro.
single fucking day, man.
Yeah,
Like, I can
yeah.
talk to my sister who lives in Nevada and send her a message, and that's what 3,500 miles away. It's instantaneously there.
Yeah.
And she can reply. She can send me a picture instantaneously of something.
You could video call, bro.
You can video call
on WhatsApp
live.
or some shit.
Yeah, Facebook Live. Someone can see
someone
me
here
anywhere on the globe and see what I'm doing.
Imagine
you know,
if
like
do
what
that.
it's by like what a half-second delay. Madness.
Imagine if you do, like,
So
World
that's
War
why
I
people you can't get away with being a fucking despot anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like World War II could not
True.
happen today because by the time a telegraphs got sent over and we've militarised some troops and said, "Oh fuck, we're being dicked in the ass by some crazy Nazis."
Yeah.
Like you could if that happened now, you just Snapchat it. There's bear tanks everywhere.
Trust, bro.
They'd be like, "Oh shit!"
So true.
And
Man.
it'd be just everyone. Just
And then everyone would know.
Yeah, everyone would know, and everyone would be doing
Instantly.
something as well, and just like.
So we're all safe. No nuclear wars.
No one's got any
Nah,
fucking
but it is.
patience
Yeah.
anymore, though.
Solved it.
Nobody's got any patience anymore,
That's
man.
one thing I could give.
Like,
I
it's all
find myself
instant, bro,
struggling to
true.
watch a video longer than a minute on
True.
Facebook.
Yeah, it
when it's
disgusts me.
bro.
My
Disgusts me.
attention span is that
Nah,
short
nah,
that
it's
like
weird,
I'm
though.
just like
Sometimes it depends what it is.
I don't want to
Yeah,
click
obviously
it if
it
it's
depends
1
what it
minute.
is.
I'm like,
That's what I'm
what
saying.
the fuck is the point of doing it? Do you know what I
I
mean?
watch a lot of cooking
and I would have
videos.
read it quicker than a minute. Do you know
It
what I mean?
depends,
Like,
man,
yeah.
on the video. Like
If
if no video's going to be sick, like if it's some crazy
Yeah,
compilation
man.
of some mad shit or a really interesting thing.
Oh, I can watch that. Like,
crazy,
yeah, I
man.
watch like little documentary things on there that are like 5-6 minutes long. I can
Yeah,
deal
man.
with that. But like, you know, these videos that turn up, you know, how to peel an orange a good way.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
If it's longer than a minute, bro, I ain't watching it. If I can't learn how to peel this
You know
orange
those
in 30
cooking-
seconds, I ain't watching it, bro.
You haven't got time, bro. You haven't got time like that, bro.
Have you actually seen
where'd
an
you
orange
find-
peel video?
Yeah.
I need to start making these videos, bro.
And it comes out like a little ribbon.
Bro,
Oh,
I can
man.
do that. You know, I'll show you how to. Do it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my dad taught me, man.
Get an orange.
Did you
it's
watch that
doing-
video?
No, I didn't. I never watched that video.
Can you do
man.
it in under
So fuck
30
that video,
seconds?
bro. I can do it in however many seconds it takes.
Joe had the
but
ancestral knowledge passed down. Father
I've
to
got the
son.
vegan monkey boy kind of
Vegan monkey boy.
picking at fruit, just like
Little survival fingers.
Joe is vegan, by the way. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah, I was
just
about to say, Joe is a vegan.
vegan.
Joe's so vegan.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
this
toilet
is now a
in there,
vegan
there's
podcast.
mango
By the way,
strips.
I've took over. This is now a vegan podcast. It's all vegan.
Joe's so vegan.
No meat- no
he
meat
can
allowed
milk
in this.
almonds with his bare hands. Just squeeze it into his tea.
Fucking. what was this
Yeah,
about,
that's one thing I'd like to ask. Like, when did you decide you wanted to be vegan? Like, how long have you been vegan?
That's what. That's what I was saying though. I was born vegan. Like,
You-
not
you were born
but I was
vegan?
like brought up.
yeah, brought up vegan.
Sick.
So
Yeah.
So the whole like peeling the orange thing. I've just
Oh,
been
is that
doing
what you were
That's
saying?
mad.
years, like, I've been kinda
That's
just-
cool as fuck,
Yeah,
man.
class.
But yeah, just yeah.
It was just
more-
like it's like, oh, I'm a meat eater. That's because my parents
Exactly.
are meat eaters.
It's
You're
what I know,
vegan.
yeah.
Product of the
Yeah,
environment.
that's cool,
Yeah,
though,
It's a
man.
product of the environment in
exactly.
some
So
way.
it's kind of easier. For
Healthy
me
lifestyle
than
as well.
people going vegan. Like, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
That's
I
weird,
did-
man. My mum never stopped me. My mum was veggie, but she never
Yeah.
stopped me like eating meat or anything, man.
Back in the day, it was
So it's
proper like, oh, that's mad. You're literally torturing your child. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's fucked. Like, I heard my mum went on ITV or something.
Yeah.
No way.
They heard about like, because I was the firstborn as well, so they would, you know what I mean? It was a new
Yeah.
thing. And yeah, she was on this.
Are you like the second
TV
coming
show
of
when I was
Jesus? You
there,
sound
like,
like a pretty special kid.
Yeah.
Like your mum was on the news for
Yo.
raising you in a sick way. That's
What are my
awesome.
initials,
But it-
bro? What are my initials?
JC, bro. JC, man. Fuck
JC.
it.
Whoa, Illuminati. Illuminati.
Nah,
oh my
man.
god,
Holy
dude.
shit.
Nah, this is
No.
on the first podcast, lads. We're just like revealing everything already.
I was going to
Yeah,
say
too much
MC
deep,
because
too
I
many
know you
details.
as
That's what I
Mojo.
was sick,
That was meant to be a series arc, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Joe was Jesus. Oh,
We
come on,
flopped it the
fucking
entire
hell.
series as
I
well.
know, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
That was the
Yeah.
arc. Come on, lads.
That's it now. It's done.
Stick to the
Sunk the
script.
arc, man.
But yeah, man. I mean, but my mom always like, and my dad always like, kind of talked to us about it and like showing us kind of like what happened and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but then they said, you know, it's up to you. And I was veggie for a bit, like I ate cheese and stuff like that when I was in
Yeah.
secondary school and shit.
Yeah.
Just because I wasn't
Rebellious.
thinking of- Yeah,
You-
I was just
mate,
I'm
you were
gonna
going
eat
through
some
puberty.
cheese.
You were just
and it
going
was
through
just
puberty.
tasty as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, God, this is tasty.
Yeah, your hormones
I've
are going
never
mad,
seen this shit
craving
before.
Yeah, you can't watch
I've
all
been
the
eating
other-
raisins all my life, and now it's fucking fucking Twitches and fucking all this. Nah. But mate, like yeah. But then when I was 16, I went back into it, and I haven't stopped. And
Fair play.
26, I guess. So yeah, shit.
Mate, that's
about
sick
it, man.
though, man. Because I was literally talking about this today with Jag, like what, oh man, I can't really say who has turned vegan, but so just imagine like Joe's brought up vegan, you know what I mean? So Joe doesn't really feel the need to kind of like lecture anyone on how like much suffering they're causing, do you know what I mean? Like by eating meat or whatever. And but like, you know, when people turn vegan from being meat eaters and they get this kind of like, bro, you're killing the planet and that, do you know what I mean? That kind of vibe.
That's the militant vibe
with my life and like everyone else's life. And it's like, bro, you were eating chicken last week. Just like, I mean, like, what the fuck? How can you ever come to anyone with any kind of like moral
self-righteousness?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, be humble, be vegan because you want to be vegan, not because you want to fucking talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
just make the change that you want to see.
Exactly, bro. It's just mad to me, bro.
Can't be oppressive with any ideas about fucking anything.
It's just a scene for them, isn't it?
You can't force ideologies on people, man.
It's just something that can post on Facebook.
It's good or bad as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be
just post loads of memes about how much better they are than everyone else. Sort of thing. It's just like,
but on the flip side,
but then the flip side of
if
like,
it's something good, how are people
going
to know about it
because
if no one
they
talks
feel
about
like vegans are just like
those
all
people.
the new vegans are the ones like attacking them, so then they have to be like, do all their like meat is sick and like vegans are dickheads, like kind of like, you know what I mean, as to counteract it, as the like, that's what the internet's kind of fucked it a bit, because like
it's made everything
like
a meme.
It's just like exactly,
everything's turned into a meme. All serious
and
topics
it's
are
made
memes.
that vegan thing a fad and everything else a fad, really.
Yeah,
everything's
for sure,
a fad and it's memed, and then like it just fades into the background, and then
for sure.
But God knows, man.
But the vegan society runs deep though, don't it, man? We actually looked into it, man. The vegan society and that, like,
that geezer.
I can't remember what his name was.
What's
actually
the vegan society?
It's
the Society of Vegans.
in
probably,
England,
legit society and that
I think
one.
it was like 1914 or something.
Yeah,
or was it 1940?
Yeah, it was like, mate, it was like a long time ago. Longer than
Shall I actually look it up?
Yeah, should we look it up?
Yeah, Joe Rogan kind of.
Let's
do high tech.
Let's do it.
Don't need to ask questions anymore, man.
No, not with the internet, not with this instant communication.
I was just about to say, imagine this, Imagine trying to explain to someone 50 years ago what technology is like now. Imagine just saying, I've got a computer in my hand that can give me instant access to all the world's knowledge.
I don't think they'd
imagine
believe
them
you,
trying to comprehend it, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What would you even like?
What would you frame of reference
it?
be?
Yeah. What would you even like reference it to for?
Like, there's going to be this thing called a computer, and you'd be like, "What?
What's a computer?"
Yeah, exactly. That'd be the question.
How do you explain
Literally.
a computer in layman's terms?
It has everything that
With
your brain can do, in basically.
It's like a collection.
It's a collection of parts.
It's a collection of parts that don't really move. Do you know what I mean?
But then
kind
create
of like
this image,
lots of wires and
response.
capacitors and fucking boards and.
It's like an interactive chalkboard.
and
That's what I'd say. It's chalkboard that you can move stuff.
The thing is, on a lot of the connectors, like gold and shit like that. So they got precious metals in.
Yeah.
That's interesting, you know what I mean? If you went back and they'd be like, yeah, just whack loads of gold in, whack loads of fucking...
Like all your phones?
Cadmium.
They already knew. I reckon they already
stuff.
knew, man. You know what I mean? Surely, like... Because they would have had, like, gramophones and, like, turntables and stuff,
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
50 years ago.
The Vegan Society was founded in 1944 by Donald Watson.
Ooh, Donny Watson, that's it, you know.
Donny Watson, shout out to Donny Watson.
Shirling and 23 others, but they wouldn't have had. I guess they'd like gramophones and they had like radar systems, but they didn't have TV by then, did they? Or did they?
When are we talking in the 40s?
The 44.
Yeah, they had like, it was black and white, wasn't it? About 8 inches.
Really? No way.
I'm sure in the 40s they had TVs. I'm sure that was a thing.
Really?
We could probably look that up as well.
Look that up.
When did the first black and white TV?
I do know a little fact that Mexico had colour television many, many years before the rest of the world had it, because the bloke who made it didn't want the rest of the world having it till he died.
No way.
Really?
Yeah.
Search
that one after this as well.
That's interesting, bro.
That one
That's cool.
Mexico.
God, I love that
Mexico
guy for that, bro.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's a spiteful way
Props
to be.
to
I
him.
respect that, bro. Yeah.
Just invented this sick thing and was like, nah, no one else is getting this.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit in my
Not until
mansion
I die, man. When I die, whatever.
and watch
you know
colour
what I mean?
TV.
That's sick. That's so sick.
I read that on Facebook. It was on one of their fact things, but you know, it's Facebook. That's why I want a second opinion in. But if it is true, mate, what a way to
Facebook is everyone's
to leave a legacy,
isn't it?
Course, man. Facebook's the worst place to get information from ever.
Terrible, innit?
Ever. Like.
Are you saying I've got bad
diluted
information sources? Is that what you're saying?
What you say?
You're saying I've got bad information sources?
Kinda, mate. Yeah, to be fair, mate. Trust me. Mate,
Have you backed this
Facebook
up? Have you
is
backed up these
fucking
claims?
Mad, bro. Like,
Okay, then television, 1936 in
oh,
England.
snap, lads.
Inside
Fair
the
play, bro.
road.
In
Inside
England,
the
you know,
road.
Down.
that's mad.
And what
Was that
about
the first
colour
black and white
television
TV?
in Mexico?
What would say?
Colour television in Mexico.
Colour TV in
That little
Mexico.
fact I just dropped. See if he had it before every other person, like.
Did you get this?
TV?
But then again,
if it comes up with Lad
fucking
Bible,
mad
then
as well.
I'm just.
then again, boys,
Lad
we're getting our
Bible.
information off Wikipedia here.
It
It's
is.
Still the internet, innit, man? Still
Yeah.
classed as the internet, bro. Do you know what I mean?
So does Facebook, though. You know what I mean?
My mum's always like, don't believe everything you hear on the internet and sort of stuff like that. And I'm just like, mate, where else do you get information from?
I know, yeah.
What is a book?
What is a book?
What is a book? Yeah,
What is a book?
You know what I mean? Just like walking around, like just seeing like weird things standing on shelves. And I'm like, what are they? Like,
Yeah.
Such a shame,
you
isn't
know what I
it?
mean?
That-
It's really strange. Nah, but I'm from the era where we actually read books though, so
Same.
like
Mm.
that was entertainment in my day. You know what I mean, we had like a few TV channels and that, and then we had like books.
5
you know
channels,
what I
as
mean?
we were saying
But we
yesterday.
had like, infinite books.
It's
So,
5
do you know what I
channels.
mean? Used to read loads, man, but don't really read anymore. Just read all
I
my
think I've
reading's done on
forgotten
my
how to
phone,
read.
man,
I can.
you know what I mean?
I reckon if I read the words on an internet page on Facebook, they're completely different to what's actually in a book. You know what I mean? It's just gobbledygook. It's a different language now.
But isn't it better to read from a book as well? Sure, it's better.
Better for your eyeballs.
Yeah, better for your eyes.
Yeah,
and better for
definitely.
like how you take it in as well, man. Because just words on a screen, man, you're gonna take that in.
Oh,
Guillermo.
Guillermo Gonzalez Camilla, invented color TV in 1946.
God, he looks like a Don as well.
Yeah, looks like-
yeah.
yeah.
What I done?
And he kept it
will,
there.
everyone watch
Did he
it? See,
keep it?
obviously
Is
that-
this?
Yeah, he
everyone can
kept
see
it
that,
till he
yeah.
died because the rest of the world didn't get colour TV till the 60s.
Yeah, man. That's sick.
Because
I like that, man.
Yeah,
I respect that. I respect that, bro. Keep it for your people, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
there's no reason to share.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Trust,
He
bro.
patented color television. It was
There you
his
go.
patent.
That's
like-
cool.
No way,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, in 1960.
Oh, so the patent only like lapsed when he died or something? Wow,
must have been.
that's mad, bro. Sam, that's a
1965.
fucking mad one, actually, mate.
It's a good
I'm
little
full of
fact, that
useless
is.
facts.
That's crazy.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I'm full of useless
Full of
facts. That's your
right.
skill. That's what you bring to the podcast.
Never
That's
say
what I
they're
do.
useless.
I
man.
like
They're
it.
not
Then
useless.
that's not you.
That'll win you around in
Pub quiz.
that
Yeah,
will.
definitely, man.
100%.
Exactly. Top round as
Amazing.
well. That's a fucking hard one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there anything else that he invented? Because he kind of just stopped at colour TV and then
Yeah,
that
no, I
was
think
it.
he's a fucking one
He
trick
must have
pony,
gone
mate.
like, well, what about VCR? VCRs haven't been invented yet. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
VCRs
He
inside the
obtained
place.
the
VCR
first
record.
patent for
V-
fucking
V-
colour
VCRs?
TV in 1941, man. 1941. isn't it?
Shit.
just
Oh.
5 years after black and white TVs came out.
What? The guys are done. As if he figured out
It's
that
very
quick.
clever.
Just to like, nah, I'm making this colour. This is
He's
bullshit.
like, yo,
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, this ain't not good enough for me.
Our flag looks shit in that.
Yeah, need to see that
I'm
green.
making some colour.
No way. That's sick. Right, hold tight, good ammo, man.
He died in a car accident 5 years after the redoing his patent.
Yeah.
In a car accident.
Oh.
Small car accident, fucking hell, bro. That's
Them
mad,
car
man.
accidents come after people, don't they?
Yeah, those like plane accidents. As well. They always
It's
get,
mad,
they
it's
always
mad
get the
though,
famous
because like
ones,
the
yeah.
majority of car crashes, people walk away from as well, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to be in that minority rate, that's just suspicious.
And you're in
by
the
itself,
minority
really,
of being
you
a
know?
successful person for doing something with your life as well.
Yeah,
Like
for
these
sure,
people that you
man.
read about all the
And
time.
Having
colour
something
colour
very
TV
influential.
as well.
That's
Do you know
a
what I mean?
big
People
thing.
must have been gunning for this geezer. Do you know what I mean? Like they must have
You
been
reckon?
absolutely fucking gunning for
Yeah,
him,
the
man.
market on fucking TV in the 60s, they knew what it was going to be
Yeah, yeah.
down the line. So.
Trust, bro.
People gunning for him.
That is,
Look where it is
BBC
now.
sending out hitmen.
mate. Look what they've done with TV, though, man. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Look what they've
La
done with
BBC.
TV. They've
How
utilised
thin
it to
the
the
TVs
max,
are now,
bro, do
man.
you know what I
Look,
mean?
paper thin.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Got an interesting
TV's
factoid of
insane.
how far we've come in technology since the early 1900s. In 1903, the Wright brothers flew for 59 seconds. 38 years later, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. 28 years after that, we landed on the moon.
That's
How about that then?
it's not bad.
And didn't they go to the moon?
It's
with
not
like
bad that,
all the
is it,
power
for
of a
60 years
calculator
as
as
a
well.
species?
The computing power was like comparable to like a calculator or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucked up.
The
Like
space
this
shuttle,
this
you know what I
watch.
mean? So, yeah, do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm
insane.
saying. Look at where we're at
Crazy to
today.
me,
We've
man.
got just everything at our
It's
fingertips.
interesting.
It's mad, isn't it? Like you could just go on your phone right now and learn anything you want.
Anything.
Any
Yeah.
trade up. Well, just about, you know what I mean? As far as
Yeah,
Well,
you can
yeah.
learn about the ins and outs of, what it means to be a something.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
learn all the information you need.
Definitely, man. It's all there, but fuck.
You can just
hard
learn
to use it.
loads about everyone, like by just
Yeah.
typing in like "why do," you know what I mean, or something like that, and then just
Yeah.
pressing space and then seeing all the things that people have like asked. Do you know
There's
what I mean?
such-
Like,
there's
Yeah.
some
like,
such
why do
funny
people hate
suggestions on
me?
there,
And
man.
like, why does no one
Yeah.
like? Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, you
sad
need to.
fucking
Yeah,
shit, bro.
it's
just
messed
like-
up that you learn about the human condition just
Yeah,
from typing
man.
in 2 words.
Yeah.
exactly. Like, that is. This is
Fucking
not
hate
right,
them.
man.
How
you
are
know what
those
I
the
mean?
top searches, man?
I know, man.
Some shit needs to change.
I know, bro. People need to
Mm.
love themselves, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, It's fucking. There's a difference between loving yourself and vanity, I think, man. You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
You gotta fucking show love to yourself.
No,
man.
that's wisdom, man.
It's fucking crazy, bro. Did we just get too deep?
No.
I think we just got interesting. I was having a good think then. I was having a good think.
Do you know why? Because each one of us has got some sort of relevance to that. Like, I've gone through some dark shit in my life now. I've just realised myself, no, that's really good fight. I need to start loving myself. I need to cut these bad vibes.
Therapy sessions, man.
Quality, man.
No, but on a level, like, we've all probably encountered some form of, in our lives, I'd say some sort of, no matter major or minor, like form of anxiety or depression or worries and shit like that. And
break the stigma, man. Mental health's a big thing.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Man.
Everybody's been affected by it some way or another, whether it's
nobody
through
talks
themselves.
about it, man.
No.
Why don't
that's
we
why,
talk
that's why
about
we
it?
just come back to it now.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Man.
Because we've all dealt with that. Like, I've gone through some shit recently.
Yeah, man.
And I've sort of dragged myself out of the mud, pulling myself through it. But that was, by no way in my own doing. Like, you got to thank the people that, your loved ones. And that's where the internet comes in, man. You read about other people's stories and about what they did, and, I can adapt those tips to my own life. Try and work your way through the problems. That's the, the flip side that, the searching all that.
It's hard to say
the
positive though.
that comes
Trust
from
that.
those
It is, man.
searches is great.
That's what I'm saying. It's how you use it, isn't it? Really.
It's a tool, it's a tool or a weapon.
Yeah,
man.
the internet can help you get real negative, man, or it can help you get fucking positive. You know what I mean?
It can put you in a hole.
You know what I mean? It can really take you both ways. You know what I mean?
It can put you in that deep dark K-hole.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's like, how they say, like, oh, don't do certain drugs unless you're in this kind of mind state, and don't do it. You know what I mean? If you're in a bad mind state, don't do it, etc. Do you know what I mean? It's like, mate, don't do the internet if you're in a bad mind state, because you will find something to latch onto.
No, seriously, yeah.
And that will become like this kind of thing that kind of pulls you in.
Well, look at that blue whale game.
That's how people get radicalised and all that.
Look at that blue whale game that's killed all them teenagers.
Hell, that Russian thing.
That Russian kid started a game with these kids and it's killed loads of people, loads of kids all across the world. Making them wake up at 4:20 in the morning and
they got to do
listen
tasks.
to horrible music and all this. And then on the last day, they had to kill themselves.
Really?
Messed up, man.
What the fuck is that?
Is that like a cult or something?
If you want to enlighten your idea of what it is, I'll do a quick search if you want.
You get it on here for everyone else to watch.
Yeah, do that.
Not watch.
No, not watch. Just Google it. No, there's no video on it. It was just information about what it was. And
what's that
there's not a video. It's
not some live leak video, man. It probably is.
I thought there was some YouTube video like top 5 creepy internet things, and then it was like number 1. You know what I mean? I kind of want someone to.
Shout out to everyone that does those videos.
I don't really.
Top
you can't be asked reading it again.
Guilty pleasure, man. I love that shit.
No, honestly, it's great, isn't it?
I love those, man.
Going into
it began in Russia in 2013, and they're a so-called death group, F57.
Death group. Is that a style of music?
That's crazy, man. Death group. It's
horrible.
First suicide in 2015.
That's mad, bro.
Argentina, Brazil,
this is everywhere.
Chile,
Really?
China, Colombia, Georgia, India, Italy, Kenya, Paraguay, Portugal, Russia. That's where it started. Saudi Arabia, Serbia, Spain, United States, Uruguay, and Venezuela.
The power of the internet, though, man.
All them,
that shit can spread like a disease, man. Like,
it really does.
All those countries.
That's again with the instantaneous communication. People hear about it, just read it.
Worldwide, like, death group, like, that's fucked up, bro. And parents need to. I hope parents got some fucking good, like, parental locks and shit on devices these days.
No, they are. I think they have to.
Yeah. To bring it up a minute. Because
let's go back
gone down.
That shit scares
but it's
me,
on
bro.
the same.
No,
it does, man.
That's fucking.
Because there's some. And the internet, as we said, man, it can be a dark fucking place,
man.
There's some dark people on there that want to fuck you up. Want to take your money and your details and fuck with your life just because it's fun and because they can.
It's mad, isn't it, man? Like, none of us got kids yet, but like I've got nephews and nieces and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But just imagine they're fucking on the internet and shit. Like, no one wants them to come across this fucking shit, man. Yeah, trust, bro. It's fucking. That's just mad to me, man.
I hate thinking about that.
Yeah, man. Do you know what I mean, bro? It's like it's a new kind of world that we don't fully understand that we'd be bringing children into. Do you know what I mean? It's like, shout out to Sourface. Sourface just had a kid and that. And I just fucking think about him all the time now. I'm just like, fucking hell, bro. My man's like a dad and that. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a fucking like a being in the world that he has to like care for above like himself.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's crazy. So you're far too selfish for that.
Half of you.
It's crazy, bro.
Half of you.
Yeah, he's half. Yeah, exactly, bro.
It's part of you.
He's half
created.
I was saying it to him on that night, like it's like a week or something after the
it was the press shoot.
Yeah, man. crazy to think like that is just. Nah, it's mad.
Crazy.
I'm just being a mad stoner, I think, right now. But like, yeah, it's just, it's space. It's
on the subject of the internet, boys, and the subject of like everything's on there. Have you ever heard of a thing called Rule 34?
Oh yeah.
Rule 34 of the internet states that if it exists, there is then pornography of it.
Oh, okay.
Anything that exists.
Yeah.
So like anything, if you search it,
Sure,
there'll
so.
be stuff on there.
Yeah,
If you put like,
I can probably fucking.
Don't say that when
I
we've
can
got
agree
screen
with that. I can agree with
let's
that,
search something now.
Yes,
Think of a word. Think of something that
insane.
exists. It's really hard to do on the spot.
I don't
What
even know,
exists?
mate.
Dark stuff.
Yeah,
But
what
I don't
exists?
think my imagination goes as weird as the internet goes. Either, do you know what I mean?
Can't
I
go
think my
that deep.
imagination's fairly tame, man, compared
Fuck,
to the
man.
internet, bro. Like,
Apparently mine does.
really?
Well, you found some good stuff.
Lampshade. See what comes up. You know what I mean?
Well, you couldn't find any lampshade porn. You just couldn't find. Just none. You know what I mean?
I didn't look hard
Trust,
enough,
man.
man.
That was just too
Probably
weird.
didn't really want to click on the searches. I typed it in, I reckon, and probably just went nah, like all pissed up from a night out.
Yeah.
See what kind of what's on it. Let's see what I can find. Lampshade. I don't actually want to do it. Gone straight to sleep.
It's crazy, man.
Don't want to
I
do
quit.
that. Man.
I quit
in the
the
morning.
I don't want to do that anymore.
That's a weird hypothetical, man.
So true, though. Man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking true.
But that's just, I mean, with the internet, look at the internet now, and here's a question I'm going to pose to you two. You both have notoriety in your respective scenes of what you're doing in music. Do you think you'd be in the same place without
Look at those
the
smiles,
internet?
man. Those
Look at those,
Notoriety, bro. That's a
Cheshire
sick,
cats.
just a sick word,
That's
isn't
what I said
it?
before,
Like,
innit?
You know when you watch like I
safe
don't know,
man, respect, bro.
you know when
No,
you watch
you-
like people being
respect.
interviewed, that,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
DJs or whatever, and someone says that in an interview, and they're just
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, it's because they've heard it
I
so
can't,
many
like,
times.
anytime someone says that,
Me and Sam get it. If we, after
don't
we've
say
done a
that.
show, someone might come up and say, "I really enjoyed your performance," and it's
Yeah.
just a standard thing that you say, a bit out of politeness. I was going,
Yeah,
"Thank you."
It's just
You know what I
like,
mean?
Yeah.
I'm still a kid at heart. That's
Because you
what
just
it is.
enjoy it, man.
It's
You know what I
that
mean? Yeah,
passion.
but I don't
That's the
think we
passion
would,
coming
man.
through.
Like in
Do you not think you'd have made it without the internet? Or do
Probably
you
not,
think-
man. In fact, you know what? I think
don't know.
I think back before the internet, it was probably this kind of thing where like you'd go and hound the DJ, or you'd go,
Yeah.
you'd go
Yeah.
and physically like just be there all the time wherever their set was, and just give them the CD, and just always be giving club promoters shit, and just, do you know what I mean? It's a different. There was like certain avenues that you'd go down, and that was very like, you know what I mean? Even as a label as well, like coming in audio would have had to operate in a completely different way. Would have had to be like pressing vinyls and going to record shops up and down the fucking country,
Yeah,
dropping
really.
it off, you know what I mean? Distributing them themselves.
Turn,
and
bad
that. Do you know what I mean? But
posting
that's like,
things all the time.
yeah, it's just, it would have been mad,
Everything
man. You know
will
what I
be
mean? But
posted,
with social
like,
media, man, it
physical.
just brings the world to you, really. Isn't
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying about the internet, bringing the world
Sure.
together. It's not easier to succeed by a long shot. You
Yeah,
still
for
have to be
sure.
very talented, but there's more means for you to get there. There's more ways. Like
Yeah,
Facebook, you can just
Yeah,
upload
definitely.
tunes to
Yeah.
Facebook, and your
Sure,
mates can
so.
share it. And
Yeah.
Are you just calling them a pair of lazy bastards?
no,
Yeah, I think but I was thinking that as well. As soon as I said that, I was thinking like in a way, it's like when the world comes to you, do you have to go anywhere? Do you know what I mean? Like it's
I
just
still
like that
think
kind
you
of
do
message,
because you
like,
boys still go to. Is it Bristol? With
Yeah,
your
mate.
radio station. I
Oh,
can't
no, we just
We did go to Sheffield before.
yeah,
Sheffield. Where was the
we've done
other
a few
place?
shows in Bristol
It's as
before.
far as
Bristol,
Bristol,
yeah.
But yeah, we
You
didn't.
You
used to
still
go to-
go and do shit. You know what I mean? To put your
Yeah,
name
yeah.
there. You still
Yeah.
doing
Brighton, man. We did like our most recent ones were like Brighton. weren't
Yeah,
they?
Brighton, man. Yeah.
And that's like a
Brighton.
flight.
That's
That's
the
a Caravan, man.
big
Trickstar.
Brighton.
Oh
Up and down
yeah,
the
yeah,
country,
yeah.
man.
It's like
Mm.
fucking 4 hours or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not a short
got
drive.
love for the scene though, man. Do you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
we wouldn't do any of this if we didn't like just fucking love what we were doing, man. Do you know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
every second of it, like just
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
We do it because we
That's
love it,
right.
and then others we've connected with people on the internet, bringing
Yeah.
it to the internet. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then we get around
Mexico,
in actually, yeah, exactly. Like
Japan,
Mexico, Japan,
Spain.
like they're featured on our label, and we've
Yeah.
talked to them for like years now. To be fair, on the internet, and
boy.
exchanging tunes and stuff like that. And it's just
Well, there
like
you go.
it's like the internet can bore like real relationships. It's
yeah,
sick,
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
I made a lot of like permanent
It's
friends
amazing, man.
like through the internet. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Same.
I think it's an important tool, man. Today it's such an important tool, man. If you're
In
not on the
today's
internet,
society,
how
you
can
can't.
anyone contact you, man?
Yeah,
Do you know
you're
what
not
I mean? Like,
connected to
yeah,
anyone.
you're not, man. Like it's just
That's what I was going to
It's a
say. It was
different
kind
world,
of
man.
interesting about Sam's question though, because without the internet, you know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
you said back in the day, like, but imagine like doing it now. Imagine doing it now without the internet, though.
Yeah.
So everyone else
yeah,
has got
for
the internet,
sure,
but
yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
using the internet. That'd be a mad flip. Like I don't know.
I don't think you'd be able to, because record shops, people don't go into them.
If you put so much effort into going to all record shops,
vinyl's right.
Talking to them, shaking their hands.
Because now it's come full. You know how
booking yourself and like getting yourself out there with all like more live. I guess it'd be more live, wouldn't it? Like back in the day.
Manny, how you say
for sure.
At the start of your career, like
definitely,
as bands do. Like I think that's more in the band culture still, but not really. I guess electronic music's not.
Yeah.
Back in the days, so all of it would have been in bands and live performances. But yeah, man.
I think even like the electronic music, man. Do you know what I mean? There's a back in the day for electronic music, man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but
it definitely goes back a little bit. So.
Yeah,
as you were saying about that angle, man. As you said, Manny, that back in the day, before the internet, it was mostly like accosting DJs, and it's the real personal thing.
Yeah.
Now it's flip side. Everyone's saying, no one's personal enough. You know what I mean? No one's really goes the extra mile. Going the extra mile might be a new way. Everything goes in circles, man. You know what I mean? It might come around again.
Yeah. No,
because the internet is so impersonal.
It all comes back around. Yeah, definitely.
Trust, man.
And it is impersonal. Yeah, like a lot of people just actually, kind of neat, really. Bandulu and loads of those Bristol guys, like they are purely like vinyl and like come to our shows and like we'll sell vinyls there and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, they're vinyls, like they're Bristol based labels like Bandulu and Sector 7, like Carn and Neek and like Boofy and Lemsleydale, is it? Like respectively, do you know what I mean? They run both labels and like
High Five Ghost as well.
And High Five Ghost, and so they run these two labels that are just vinyl only. They release only on vinyl, and they're limited amounts as well, and they just sell out so fast.
That's
cool.
I mean?
It's
that's
just like
brilliant.
that kind of stuff. Like, mate, vinyl's been rising so fast, like year on year, man. The last few years, man, like. It's been surging, man. So you never know, man. You might see more record shops in the future. Do you know what I mean? It might actually come back to the point where there's a community, like where we can actually have a record shop in Warsaw, or like because I don't know if you lads remember. Do you remember Sundown Records?
My brother used to go there. Bridge Street.
That's mad. Yeah. I do actually remember Bridge Street as well.
I don't remember Bridge Street.
Very dark and groovy. Remember?
Yeah, I do, man.
Caveman.
Trust, man. I don't think I went in there as much as I went in Sundown though. Sundown was
like it was there for longer. And
Bridge
Street shut down pretty early on. And Sundown used to sell all the tickets.
Yeah, Sundown used to sell tickets and merch and that.
Yeah, used to sell tickets in the window. Remember, you'd go there in it, and then you'd be like, oh shit. Oh, they've got tickets for this. Oh, they're playing in September. Yeah, I'm going to get some of them next week or whatever.
So sick, man. Yeah, I love Sundown, man. Got so
That's
much.
what I miss about fucking
so much cassettes and
like the physical days. Yeah, exactly. Cassettes and CDs.
You know what I mean?
I didn't really.
And they had loads of vinyl there as well. They had loads.
Buy a bit, but
I remember flicking through those house, like they used to have like house records and like dance records and stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? Even then, like just looking a little rock, like
exactly.
Record shop, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's mad, man. It's mad to see where we are now, though, man.
Yeah,
like digital stores are like the biggest market, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's really interesting that those guys are. They're not doing it without the internet, but they're kind of.
Well, they're utilising the modern day way of promotion, but they're still being hands-on and using it's not digital, it's physical. You've got material.
Trust, man. That's the important thing, I think, man. I think we need to start doing some CDs or something soon, man.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? To really like
physical copies, man.
Yeah, physical copies, man. Do you know what I mean? Shit that people can remember, like.
To emulate, it's not just some, you always run the risk of it being a digital file that it gets stored on someone's computer somewhere, and it's in amongst some clutter.
Yeah, it is exactly. It's so disposable now, man.
Bang, it's there. It's a physical thing. It's an object.
And you buy it because you want it.
Yeah, you buy it because it's an investment.
Yeah,
it's a physical thing. It's not just taking up money; it's taking up space.
Yeah,
so you buy it, people are definitely going to want it and use it and enjoy it. So it's a good format to come back on, man.
Trust, man. No, I think it needs to be, man, or like USBs or something. You could always release on USB sticks and. You can. There's ways to like move with the times, but I don't know, man. I think we'll have to look at doing some, man, because I really want to do some.
I like the idea of USB.
I've only done 2 physical releases so far, man.
Oh,
yeah, I've been on a CD and I've been on a tape on a cassette, man. Just the most recent one.
That's interesting actually, because the first thing that I ever released as Chameleon was that mixtape. I did that fucking hip hop one.
Green Music.
And it was on CD first.
Oh really?
And
I had copies of it. Yeah, exactly.
I gave them out.
So sick.
On the day.
I bet I've still got them somewhere, man.
It's interesting, man. We need to do something.
Yeah, man. With proper cases as well, though, man. You know what I mean?
proper
Like
plastic
real-
cases.
Yeah,
always
yeah,
crack.
Not in some daft plastic
man.
wallet, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Proper plastic case.
Trust, man. But I remember Green Music, man. I think that was the time, probably around the time when
That's
we
what I did
first
think.
like.
Do you remember
fucking
getting an
started
album
talking or something?
and always reading the
Yeah,
booklet?
exactly. Yeah,
What you say?
just before that we
Do you remember getting an album and always reading the booklet?
Yeah,
Gotta get a little
man.
booklet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dedications and the
Booklet.
thank yous and that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like
And the lyrics.
photos inside.
Yeah, the
like-
lyric book, man.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
and that. There'd
Trust,
always be
man.
God in some.
It'd be so sick. God as well.
God,
yeah,
God
trust,
somewhere.
man.
Yeah.
Like in the rock one Satan and that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's next thing, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and like the Christian rock, you got God, and then like fucking death metal, you got Satan. Like
Black Sabbath.
Praise the Dark Lord. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, I'll talk Black Sabbath, man.
Whole time Black
yeah, I
Sabbath.
love Black Sabbath, man. Trust
Yes,
me.
Tony.
I feel like everyone does, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't think I've ever met someone and they're just like, nah, fuck Black Sabbath. Man. Like,
Yeah,
Trust
even if someone doesn't know about them, you play them a bit of their song. I've never heard anyone go,
yeah.
"Fuck is this?" You play them Iron Man, and they go, "Yo, Iron Man's sick. This is a dope tune." No one goes, "Oh, this
So
is
true,
horrible." No, it doesn't
Mate,
happen.
Planet Caravan, man. That is the ultimate chill vibe.
When I
bro.
downloaded
for
that off the internet illegally, I'm very sorry.
Oh,
Ooh,
I got
stealing.
most of
It's
the
alright, they're
CDs, man.
fucking rich, man.
Stealing. Yeah, I know, yeah.
Rich, man.
It's saved on my phone as Peanut Caravan, and that's what I thought the song was called. But ages. Peanut Caravan, man. Until I make, until Cam
We're going to title this one. We're going to title this one Peanut Caravan, bro.
Peanut
Caravan. ETH01.
man.
Peanut Caravan, bro.
Peanut Caravan, man. It's still on my iPod. My iPod's there. I'll get it up. Play a bit of Peanut Caravan.
Peanut Caravan.
Yeah.
Peanut Caravan.
Yo, put it on the camera, man.
Let me just search for some Black Sabbath
That is awesome, man.
on the old school iPod.
Oh
man.
yeah, can we just show this to the camera? He's got like, what is it? What generation's that? Look at that.
Generation 1.
Generation
No, or
1,
2. Sorry, the 160 gig one.
Still working.
Mate, these are worth $1 now.
Peanut Caravan.
Is it really?
Caravan.
Is it worth $1 now?
Maybe.
Fucking hell, imagine all of us that chucked them away. When
I don't want people to hear it and then mug me for my expensive
I
iPod.
know, yeah. He ain't got it really now. Fake. It's a fake. Chinese one, like.
Chinese one, like.
Off Bescott.
Bear with me.
What are we looking for?
Yeah, we-
Peanut Caravan, mate.
Peanut Caravan.
I remember I used to go to my cousins and that, and then we'd go to record shops and shit, and always fucking Black Sabbath and that. I got so many Black Sabbath CDs that I bought
No
down
way.
there, and like
Really?
singles and that.
No way, bro. It's unbelievable.
Peanut
I thought it was
Caravan.
Peanut Caravan
That's
for ages.
That's
Yes.
so bad, man. Who even titles it that, man? You know what I mean? Like, who
How
even
did
titles
that happen? Like,
Oh, no.
Sure.
How did I not pick up on it?
oh wow! Imagine all the people that would do it, thinking exactly the same. Just like
I know,
thinking,
yeah.
"Caravan."
I'm one of those
Exactly.
suckers.
That's insane.
I'm not a
man.
true fan.
It's crazy.
Nah, man. They deceived you. But if
What
the
the-
record comes in.
That one YouTube video that I probably ripped it from. Wherever it was from.
Peanut Caravan.
Peanut Caravan.
It's horrendous. man.
What I know, but why didn't that seem normal to me? Like Black Sabbath songs. Peanut Caravan.
There's drugs, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's drugs,
I probably
man.
just passed it
Peanut
off as like the
Caravan,
years of drugs.
All the drugs that who rob or Black Sabbath.
Nah, just Black Sabbath.
Just Black Sabbath.
Because they must have been fucking fucked all the time, man.
How are they still alive?
They're
That's
still-
the question.
Yeah, I don't get
Mate,
it. Fueled by
Ozzy-
the
Ozzy's
man.
still like.
How's
fucking
Ozzy
tripping,
still
man.
going on?
Ozzy's
After
still
all
being
the
studied by
drugs?
science.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he's a mystery.
Still trying to make
Figure
sense
out
of how
what
he
man's
actually.
happening.
Yeah. They make literally like they actually are. Like,
He's just powered by Satan, like the anger inside him by the rage of metal, man. That's what it is.
True, bro.
And now he's just like,
definitely, man. Imagine if he just outlives us all, man. That would
Probably
be
will.
so fucked up,
He
bro.
will.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just all the drugs made him
Just
stronger.
living off bat
You know what I
heads.
mean? Like he's just immune to disease now and just like he's gonna live forever.
he'll have a robot body, bro. He'll be one
Yeah,
of the
man.
first ones to have a robot body.
Oh mate, it'll be like one
Yeah,
of those
but-
Futurama
so
heads.
but-
or
Yeah, it'll be
something.
just in a jar.
Yeah, on like
In a jar, Futurama, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. there you go.
Futurama head in a jar, but like on a mechanical body.
So
Like
sick.
that'd be so
Mm.
sick. Can we,
Terminator.
just get that done for Ozzy though? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, start a
Let's-
GoFundMe
yeah,
or something.
He
you know?
deserves it.
That could be our series arc. You know what I mean?
GoFundMe.
Now that we're in the Jesus Christ Joey siege, you know what I mean? Trust me, we can have a new one now.
Never
We can wish
even
for
know.
it.
New
That's it,
series
bro.
arc.
New series. Yeah. Get Ozzy Osbourne, a robotic body.
Yeah, the robotic body and like
In
a jar,
have his
a head in a jar, yeah.
They can
In a
live
jar
forever
on his
and that.
deathbed.
Yeah. Yeah,
do
man.
that shit.
I think I was really happy with that, mate. To be fair.
And there'd be some
Feel
brain
so.
surgeons that could do that for us.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
probably
trust
not.
me.
I've heard that next year
We'll
the
do
first
it.
head transplant
We'll
is
do it.
about to take place.
Comedian audio, do it in house.
Brain transplants.
Drop that again, Sam.
I've heard next year the first head transplant is meant to take place.
Really?
There we go.
That sounds mad.
No way.
Next
that
year,
can definitely
It's a fact,
2019.
not useless facts.
Fact
Very
ball, man.
useful, bro.
I reckon we need to holler at that guy.
In
And just,
helping
like,
Aussie get
some-
a fucking cyborg.
getting
man.
sorts
Get
out with the
Aussie on.
Aussie, yeah, on the Aussie up, man. We can call it the Aussie up. You know what I mean?
The Aussie up.
Yeah, man.
Aussie
Sam's
up,
fact in corner, man.
It's awesome, man.
This is Fact Corner.
Fact
yeah, it is,
corner.
man.
Fact
Trust
corner
me.
with the-
Yeah,
with
man.
the comedian.
Countdown's got dictionary corner. We've got
Fact Corner.
fact corner, mate.
Fact corner.
Trust me.
Fat Sam's Fact Corner.
Yeah, mate.
Make it rhythmic, you know what I mean? Got a ring to a donut.
Get a ring to it.
You're a fact hunter? A hunter of
Fact
facts?
hunter, mate.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sick, man.
A fact hunter.
The fact hunter.
The Fact Hunter.
That's sick.
That's good, isn't it?
I feel like that should be a podcast for itself, though.
Yeah, the fact hunter.
Definitely should be, man. Like.
Shit.
Sounds
Should we
like
start
you're
a
saying
spin-off?
fat cunter sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of the joke I was going for. Just waiting for someone
I
to
didn't even
clock.
get it. I just got it. Fucking hell.
Fact hunter.
Well, now everyone else got it. So.
A fact
Yeah.
hunt.
That's
Let's play fact hunt. Yeah. I swear that's a show.
Nah, it can't be.
I think
Fact
it's.
Hunter.
I think it's a It's like a game off a game show.
I don't know what TV you're watching, mate, but I've never seen that in my life, ever. What TV?
Al Murray.
that's-
Do you know? Remember Al Murray, the pub landlord, the comedian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a TV show and there was a game called Fact Hunt on there.
Oh, really? No.
That's
way.
where I've got it from.
Oh.
So
There you
it's
go.
stolen.
So it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Disclaimer:
completely
this was
plagiarised.
Not
Al
our
Murray's.
property.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna
Thing.
get flagged on YouTube.
Yeah.
For that.
So,
Flag.
so
Imagine
we're
if you
gonna
did,
we're
though.
gonna
Imagine
sue
if the
Al
AI
Murray,
was that
basically.
good.
No,
Yeah.
oh, they could, man.
They
It's
could.
dead.
Awesome.
Imagine if the AI was that good that you could just pick things out of people's conversations that were references to like
Mad.
other people's material.
That's possible, man.
Did you hear about-
Yeah, of course it is.
Did you hear about the
That's
Facebook bots that
definitely-
invented their own language?
Really?
And that's got shut down.
Facebook had AI bots that were communicating with each other in English, and then they made their own conversation.
No way.
They made
Now
their
to shut it
own
down, don't they?
language. They had to shut it down.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
read
I've
it.
heard of it. Yeah.
No way.
It was just like nonsensical words, but they were responding.
They were responding
kind.
to each other.
No way. So what were they saying? Have they figured out what they were saying yet?
Yeah, it was just gibberish, but it was
No,
a
what?
different language.
Like
It
what?
was
Yeah.
like, I don't do, I do, something like that. Like it was just a random.
But what did it
assortment of
mean? Do we
words.
know what it meant, or was it just that?
No,
the fact-
that's what it translated to from their secret language that
okay.
they made. That's what it.
But they knew what it
gibberish.
meant.
Oh, God.
But
bro.
See,
they
they
knew
knew what
We're
it meant, and we don't. That's the bit that scares me.
We're going to be in zoos soon, man. We're going to be in the fucking zoo.
Yeah, the
Believe
human
me.
enclosure.
Trust, bro.
Karma, man, for
God,
all our
man.
sins.
Mate, you know what? You know who they'll come for, bro? Everyone who didn't support the
Kill
AI
ourselves.
uprising. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I support it fucking wholeheartedly.
Yeah, mate. Let's just get
I'm
that
going
out
to
there.
donate so much money to fucking advancing AI.
Well,
The
no,
AI uprising. And more
Look at the
importantly,
mechanical
do you know
suit we're building for Ozzy Osbourne. That's got to
yeah,
count
for sure.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, man. You know what I mean? If we do that, I think we can like ride the AI wave, and we can just,
Yeah.
have like fairly good lives. We'll be like pets or something for like some rich like robot family.
Some
or
rich
whatever, do you know what I mean?
AI guys.
Yeah,
Some
like-
rich robots for
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah,
His
trust
new
me.
dogs.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
there'll
man.
just be one AI, maybe.
Just one super AI.
One yeah, man.
I don't know what
Not
we'll
just
do. We'll
loads
probably
of
be
them.
like changing their graphics
mad
cards every so often or something.
Yeah.
Like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll
It's
have
weird,
performing
like,
maintenance.
Yeah.
Performing maintenance.
Polish
or
their
whatever,
USB port and stuff like that.
It'll be fine, man. Trust me.
You've always got to take
Emptying
it
their
out.
oil. Cleaning out their oil.
Oh.
Oh, that's just sparked something. Something
Go on.
that reminded me. We talked. What did we say? It was something about how you were saying about how what was it? The AI can pick out stuff.
Yeah.
I was when I had a little meander today. I met this. I was chatting because it was my birthday today. Everyone.
Oh,
shit, happy birthday.
We didn't even mention that.
Yeah, I
didn't
didn't
even mention that at the start.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not going to mention it all day until I get it
think
in
we
front of
said
an audience.
yesterday,
Obviously,
yeah.
I'm that arrogant.
Forgot.
Come on.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
At least I admit it. But I thought, you know,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just gonna do random stuff. Oh, yeah,
birthday. Sorry.
It's
Go
all
on.
right.
Go on.
And I was talking to this girl from, she works for Amnesty International, just one of those crowdfunder people.
Oh,
I thought,
yeah.
you know what, I'm going
That's
to take
true.
my headphones out, I'm going to talk to her,
No way.
just see what she has to say.
Yeah.
And it was mega interesting. She was talking about how the reason that she joined it is because she knows people that have been done for really fucked up stuff, like how the internet's used for, people have been done and fired from their jobs for stuff they've said from the privacy of their own home, and they've listened through
Fucking
devices and shit like this. It's
mad.
crazy.
Really?
horrifying
way.
stuff, and I was like, yeah,
I've said some fucking bad stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
In my hand, like,
Yeah.
and I'm going, oh, sorry, NSA, lol. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then literally they're marking you for death. You're gonna get black bagged.
Probably are, bro.
Everything I learn about the internet just makes it way scarier, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
it's like the running
I know.
thing of my life.
Let's shut it down. Let's all go live in the woods, man.
I know, man. It's insane. We need to make our own internet, man.
We're definitely gonna get Skynet soon,
Yeah.
and it's going to be the end. That'll be the
I think
AI
Google's Skynet, man. I think Google's definitely going to be Skynet. If there's anything on Earth that will become Skynet,
That will become Skynet, it's
definitely,
Google.
man. Do you know what I mean?
Google
bro.
Corporation.
If you want
Definitely,
to,
man.
isn't Sky's website like it used to be sky.net, didn't it? Sky.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
It did for a while, but now it's sky.com.
I thought it was bskyb.com.
Isn't that the?
Or is that the name of the business?
That's the. Yeah, isn't that?
So the parent company or something.
No, I think that's
'Cause I was trying to get our
bskyb.
fucking internet to work the other day. I was on their website and it was. I think
It was sky.com.
Yeah, the
com,
internet's
yeah,
only
for the
dangerous if
internet
it
shit.
works.
Yeah, exactly.
Although if you just unplug it, it all
Precisely.
goes away.
We were trying to do some shit that day. Oh, fucking man. I'm not saying
If you just
Sure,
turn your
fine.
phone data off, it's all fine.
Yeah, mate. Sky needs to be real careful, man. Like, there's a fucking BT exchange in
Yeah.
Warsaw, so we can just roll down there.
You're
It's not
about
far
to
from
lose
Studio.
customers, Sky.
Yeah,
I hope
mate,
you're
we'll
listening.
just fucking
Yeah.
absolutely do something
need
to
to
the
sort
building.
it.
You know what I
Make
mean? We won't
notes.
say what. We won't say what. You know what I mean? We'll
Do something to the
we'll
building.
stand outside the door so no one can get in or something. Do you know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Something peaceful. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
a peaceful protest.
Peaceful.
Peaceful.
Man, just one.
Just stand there and tut.
Yeah.
Shake your head.
Yeah.
Go.
Big size.
What are you doing?
Come
man?
on.
You know what I mean? Just like, and just show them the screenshots of that, like the internet sign. With the
Yeah,
yellow
that's
line. You know what I mean? Just like, lads,
What do you
not being
pay for?
funny,
What speed
but,
should you be
know.
getting?
I don't know, like 60
Fast.
something.
Yeah.
What was it? What were we meant to be getting? Fibre optic something.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
5
Mm.
minutes. So it was like
What was the speed?
49
Oh,
or something.
40 or something.
And what
50?
is it?
50?
Do you know what it was? The
I don't
cable
even know,
wasn't.
mate. I don't
Just
know.
low.
For some reason, none of the cable or the internet was working, but all the Wi-Fi was.
Yeah.
So the
yeah.
Wi-Fi from the room was
Strange.
working.
Then it just fixes itself
And then I
after
was
a
on the
bit.
Wi-Fi.
That's
and I was
weird.
like, and it was like, yeah, your connection's fine. And I was like, fuck me, it's definitely not.
But the other day it wasn't
Hate
wasn't
that.
fixing itself for ages, and
Weird.
it just fucking messed up, man.
Don't you think
Yeah,
it's mad
weird.
the rage you get now at inanimate objects? Like because your
Yeah.
life's so
Yeah.
leisurely now, and you can just go on your phone. And when your internet's not working, you're like, "Fucking hell!"
Yeah.
Pisses
You
me
gotta
off.
turn your phone off and restart the thing. It's like
Mate,
that
trust
brings your
me.
day right down,
I
man.
know,
I'm
mate.
thinking, what is wrong
But-
with me after I've done that?
Yeah.
Just got a little flash
Stupid,
of like,
innit?
and I'm like, why am I even getting annoyed?
It
In
makes
the
us
dial-up
do that,
days, everyone was
man.
patient, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
Yeah.
okay, I can't use the phone while I'm on the internet, so
Mhm.
that's
That's fine.
done, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm
so
Reserve your
on the
internet
computer,
time. You know
and I'm just gonna like wait 7 years for this like PC to like this
Making that
patch
weird
load,
noise.
You know what I mean?
You gotta turn the volume down.
Yeah, man. Trust, man. So you go and like raise a family and that, and then come back and that web page is loaded. And you're like, whoa, this is-
On Internet Explorer as well.
Yeah.
It's taking even longer. Fuck it out.
Fuck, man. Fucking day, man. Just
Loading
loading a
days,
picture
man.
of
And then
it,
like, and the website that you wanted to load isn't even available anymore because like the company's shut down after that long
it's
anyway.
just gone. It's become Google. It's amalgamated. You try to get on Yahoo, just not exist anymore.
No record of it ever, like
Yeah.
it's just ever existed.
It's just been deleted.
Come on, dial up, man. Shit, the struggles with
I
dial up.
know, bro. I think
Dial-up
we had
days.
dial up for about 5 minutes, and my mum was like, "This is fucking mad." Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I dial up.
Had
Went
to
back
go
down the
fuck
shop
you.
and go, get me something different, man. Come
True
on.
as well.
So I'm
Just
taking
like,
this right
just took
back.
you back to the shop and said, "We'll wait for the next technology, man.
Yeah.
It can't be far away." You know what I mean? That is fucked. Like no one's that's not gonna catch on. You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
I dial up for.
Sure,
So it
sure.
was like
We had
15
dial up
and
when I was
16.
young.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, yeah,
I
for
dialed
real
for
as well, man.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trust,
I
man.
did for time,
I think we got into the
Ages.
wired connection pretty quick though.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty sure. I feel like I've always had internet for as long as I can remember for some
Really?
reason.
You
Do you know what I
haven't,
mean? For like, no, I haven't, but like,
Oh,
I
because it's
used
such
to
a
call for
part of your
people.
life.
I used to call around my mates' houses and stuff. Just
Yeah.
I used to like phone
Yeah,
people on their
just
landline and
exactly,
like talk to their mum and dad and like
Imagine
ask if I can speak to them. Do you know what I mean?
Same.
It's like,
Now I think it's rude to
mad,
go and
bro.
knock on someone's door.
it was like
Weird
Mission
how it's
Impossible,
changed.
trying to get
Fucking
like
hell, I never thought
trying to
about that.
organise a sesh when you were fucking
Parents,
young.
yeah.
Like Mission Impossible. Like, trust, man. We
No,
should
it's
do
just
like
a
a
group
film
chat.
one day of like, you know what I mean, like a feature length film or something of like just when people like just remove phones from the equation and just take it back to those days and like
Yeah,
we'll show
this
the,
is going to
like,
be my next point.
we can show the millennials like how it was
Yeah.
back in the day.
A
do you know what I
question,
mean?
like you know how a lot of people say, "Oh, don't you wish you could just go back in time when it was all simpler?" And most people say, like, "Yeah, a bit of nostalgia comes in." But would you really? Like,
No,
you know how your phone
definitely
and
not,
shit, and the
man.
internet is such a
Not
massive
now.
part of your life.
Nah,
Man.
yeah.
It'd be torture
Trust,
just
man.
sat there in the 70s on a rainy night in fucking Warsaw, going,
because you know
"What am I meant to do?"
what
Yes, I've got
impact.
a cool fucking 70s car,
Yeah.
but I'm stuck in the 70s and it's
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I'm
you only
poor.
go up in
Exactly,
lifestyle,
you know
though, don't
what
you,
you
man?
had.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you can't
that's
go
the
back
worst
in
thing about it, I
lifestyle.
think, yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
you've
exactly.
always got your lifestyle.
But that's what
Can't
the
go
thing
back,
about
man.
like contrasting that with like North Korea, for example.
That is
those guys,
stepping past,
you know what I mean?
That's mad in
But
North Korea, man.
They've never had any.
never had it any
some of them
different.
don't even know any of this shit exists. So
Probably don't even know.
is it really? If,
Like, don't
if it's
they-
that like isolated and shit, and
They
like
forge like Olympics.
there's
and
no
stuff, don't they?
cameramen in there like hardly ever. So like, what the
Mm.
fuck is it that bad? I heard you can smoke weed in North Korea.
It's
Really?
fucking mental.
Yeah, I heard it's like decriminalised in a way. The farmers like out in the country and wherever, because it's like you got Pyongyang and then like the whole thing's just black basically, no lights. And, like,
Yeah.
fucked
they're
up,
just
man.
kind of like farmers and stuff. But yeah, I heard they just get to like, you know what I mean, just have a simple life and fucking, I don't know. I don't know if it's that bad. You know what I mean? Like, who knows if it's.
Have you
if
seen
it
how
is really-
imperialistic-
We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Good
They are
Different
living
is.
in the past technically. They're
Yeah.
basically living in the past.
Have you
aren't
seen
they?
the government
Mad.
building of North Korea?
No.
It's fucking
I think-
crazy.
Or with all the gold and shit.
No,
same one?
look it up, man. It's just this big stone. It's just these obelisks. It's fucking crazy.
Really?
It just looks so. It's almost sort of sci-fi.
What would I search? What would I search?
Should we look
Government
up-
building North Korea. It's either that or it's like the Ministry of Defense or something. But it just looks exactly how you'd imagine it to look.
Yeah, trust, man. I feel like we shouldn't really talk about North Korea though.
Yeah.
No, but I think I don't know, man. I think I don't know enough about the situation to even
Same.
have that much of a like in-depth discussion about
This
it.
is just
do you know
what we've
I
got
mean?
from,
more
like,
than, yeah. I just feel like
very
everything I'm taught about
reading.
North Korea can't be the real. You know what I mean? Like
I
what would
watched
they
a
tell us the real
documentary on
stuff?
it before.
It's like the same, you know, like when they talk about like Iran
What's
as well.
what?
There's certain
Right.
countries I'll talk about.
Fucking mad. No,
What?
carry on, carry on. No, I was just saying to Sam, I'll watch some fucking.
What,
That
the
documentary of
documentary?
North Korea.
No, but carry on about it.
Go on.
man.
Yeah, like just certain countries I'll talk about in a skewed way, and I just think, nah, I refuse to believe that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless I
Yeah.
actually physically go there and talk to some
until you've
people and
met
like
some people
understand
from
from them. Do you know what I mean? Like what it's like there.
First-hand
Like,
sources. This is what
I can't-
that
I
girl
can't
from
believe
Amnesty
them, you know what I
International
mean?
was saying. She was saying that a lot of where they get their news from, their sources, is from their own reporters on the ground.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not adult, and because they don't put it through any media,
yeah,
it's unadulterated. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
raw life, what it's actually like there.
trust, man.
First-hand interviews. That's the only sort of real source you can trust.
To be
is
honest, man, I
talking
can't.
to
I
another
can't.
human being.
Yeah, I can't ever like remember like Amnesty International being like slated in the news, like the Red Cross or the UN or like, you know what I mean, all these like human rights
Yeah.
organisations are that literally just go around like the world like fucking, I don't know, like giving everyone like Ebola and shit. You know what I mean? Basically, you know what I mean. If not worse, you know what I mean. Is that
Look
is
at
that their
that.
government building?
Uh,
Insane, bro. That's crazy.
I don't. Do you know what?
Find
It's
it.
not even. It's not even.
No, it's not
It's probably
really
not even
worth
that good, you know.
Yeah. Probably shit, man.
It's probably rubbish.
But yeah, I'm
Probably
not saying
it's
fucking
probably
North
just
Korea's
nice
sick and that,
building,
but
and it's probably not even that intimidating.
yeah.
It was probably painted on a bit of board and just took at the good angle.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
does look
definitely,
sick,
man.
though.
Like,
It's
All
just
those
behind it.
documentaries where it's like, oh, I went to North Korea, and it's like they just got a guy like basically holding their hand the whole time and like not letting them go anywhere, like speak to anyone else. You know what I mean? But
I feel like that's just
someone
American
said-
tourists, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want that to happen in our
True.
country as well, though? Do you know what I mean? American tourists can't go anywhere unoccupied, like unsupervised. Sorry, do you know what I mean? Unsupervised. Just keep them out the fucking way, man. You know what I
Be
mean?
careful, man. Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
Nah,
what
I love
to
you,
do to the
America.
corner, mate.
Love you,
Love
NSA.
you. No, but just fucking no.
Oh man, I was gonna be so bad then. But yeah, love America, man. Like sick, man.
Gotta get those disclaimers out there, man.
We don't want to offend no
Yeah,
one.
what are we doing?
Doing real nice stuff in the world, they are, man. Like trust me.
Yeah.
Never know when North Korea might become a massive superpower, and then
Yeah,
they're going to
mate.
be in charge,
Exactly.
Yeah.
man,
and we will
trust
have
me.
to pay homage to the AIs.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Same thing.
To the AI North Koreans.
Yeah, you never know.
I just feel like the world's so fucked up. Like it's such a minefield to talk about like geopolitical
Yeah,
situations. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
man, what do you even say? Like everything I say turns into a joke. So it's just like I
Yeah.
don't even know enough about it to like.
Same,
even
I'm
to-
so
you know what I
ignorant,
mean?
but I
It's
just have
mad,
very
like-
base knowledge that's probably been completely
Trust me.
diluted as well.
All I can tell you is that in like every other film that I watch from Hollywood, it's like Iranian terrorists are
Yeah.
doing this, or
Yeah.
Russian terrorists are doing this, and it's like that just seems bait. to
And
me.
even when it's like,
Do you know what
oh,
I
it's
mean?
America and America, it's the Americans, but they're kind of like funded by Russians
yeah,
or
do you know
something.
what I mean? Such a strange world that we live in, man, where we can't
Yeah,
really, where
Where-
that's like a lunatic thing to talk about, but like Trump as a president is like a real like.
It's
fact,
that's an
do you know
actual,
what I
it's a
mean?
fact of life.
Facts, yeah, like
Donald
mad,
Trump
that
is
But, like,
the leader of
people-
the free world.
yeah. But people having like conversations about are we? What's going on in the world, really? Do you know what I mean? Can we just talk about that? So that's like, why are you getting into this conspiracy shit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you kind of fall into. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, you go in a circle where you want to get deep, but then you're also like,
It's a strange, trust. If you want real information, you want the truth. This is not your world, basically.
Pretty
do you know
much,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Don't.
just don't. Live
If you want bullshit, half-assed opinions, you're in the right place.
yeah, exactly, man. Trust me.
Much.
Exactly, man. That's the truth, man.
But it's funny if we get contacted by aliens. Donald Trump is going to be the bloke that wants to speak to him first.
Yeah. He will be the person that talks to him first, probably. Do you know what I mean?
What would he say? What do you think? Do you reckon there'd be a lot of the hand movements?
I don't know, man.
Hey guys, welcome to Earth, the best planet in the world. It is huge. It is huge. You should see our wall in China. It's huge.
Fuck, man.
Taking credit for it as well.
Yeah.
Just taking bare credit for it.
I was there when they built that wall.
The Trump wall. The Trump wall in China.
What a super advanced, intelligent race. What would they think?
Oh,
They'd probably
bro. I
just
reckon
press
he'd
the
try and
destroy
grab them by where he thinks their pussies. Do you know what I mean? I reckon that's what he'd genuinely try and do. Like, he'd be like, "Oh, what's going on here?" You know what I mean? Like, and then just try and grab them. You know
Just
what
try
I
and
mean?
molest them
Like,
in some way.
just try and molest them up, man. Like, I reckon that's what he's on, really.
button.
I don't think he's on really much. Mate, he's like a
Money
fucking
and
billionaire,
molestation.
bro. Yeah, trust me. You know what I mean? They don't do. They don't go and like shuffle papers around at work, do they?
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
They go to like some fucking sex dungeon and like murder people like
Exactly.
for like sexual pleasure or something.
They
do you know
don't go
what I
get
mean?
ice cream.
Trust
No, they
me.
don't get ice cream.
They don't go
Far,
get
far
ice
shout
cream,
from
bro.
ice cream.
They go and kill the ice cream man and sacrifice him.
Yeah,
Drown him in
his
ice
blood.
cream.
Down in ice cream. they melt all his ice cream first, man. Use
They
the
melt your
liquid.
fucking ice
They
cream.
turn him into like a massive fucking popsicle, mate.
Just freeze him.
Just freeze him, man.
Carbon freeze
Freeze him on a fucking stick.
Do
man.
all the worst things to him.
Trust, man.
That's what billionaires do. Is that what that's how poor we are.
I hope
We're so
billionaires
not
do
close
it
to
for
being
fun.
billionaires.
Yeah,
We just think that billionaires freeze and murder people.
I hope he's not
Probably
even a
fucking
human. I hope Donald Trump's not even a human. And it's just like an
Definitely
alien living inside him. Like, you know, like in Men in Black when there's that little,
Yeah.
that little
Oh,
tiny
mate,
alien.
think
that little
control.
tiny alien. That'd be
Yeah,
so
yeah.
classy if that
That'd
come
be
out as that.
And his joystick's kind of
Can you
broken. That's
imagine
why he
that,
does all
bro?
the hand movements.
Because that'd be more
Yeah, it's
believable
realistic.
than what's happening now anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think
yeah.
that'd be way more believable, man.
In a way, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just like, yeah, well,
Do you know what?
That makes sense.
It wouldn't
Yeah,
surprise me.
fair
Yeah, I
enough.
wouldn't go. What the fuck? I go. Oh, fair play.
Because imagine trying to tell aliens or something that like we live our lives as like these like
It's not a
weird fucking
celebrity
conflicted
thing, innit?
beings where we know what's really happening, but we can't really talk about it in a serious way to
Yeah.
anyone
Yeah.
else.
So it's just satire.
So we
and
just kinda,
everything is
so it's
satire.
just like, or just keep it in and pretend it's
Yeah,
fine
yeah.
or something like.
and like no one really moves
Read
towards any kind
okay
of
in the
progress.
sun, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Weird.
It's fucking crazy, bro. When you think about it, we are
But
like
that's the thing. If you start talking, I have this theory, man. If there's you just run from your problems. Again, right place for advice. You know what I mean? Just run from your problems
Run
until
from
you
them.
have to confront them. No, obviously not. But you know how if you don't, there's something bad, you got an anxiety about something, or something you got to do, and you can't, you don't want to do it because you're scared. You know, everyone's governed by fear of certain things, man.
Yeah,
You
man,
put big or
definitely.
small, some bullshit like excuse that you tell yourself why you can't do it when you should just fucking do it. But like, if you talk about it, then it becomes real. If it's just sat in the back of your mind, you don't have to worry about it, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
definitely,
True.
man.
And that's sort of that's part of the human condition. That's why I think
Yeah.
that
That's how Trump got into power. It was just in the back of everyone's
that's what I mean.
mind.
As humans, we joke about
Dude,
things
fucking
because we joke about because we talk. If we really discuss the matter that man is in charge of the free world, then it's fucking scary, man.
It is,
yeah,
man.
man.
It is. To think he's like going to meeting foreign leaders. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And like
talking politics.
That's a real problem, man.
Ignorance is
That's
bliss.
disturbing,
Right?
bro.
Ignorance is
Do you know
bliss
what I
from,
mean?
you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Definitely.
Quote-
It's
quote the
easier to
Matrix,
live
man.
like that, man. Yeah. It's way easier to live and not think about stuff on a deeper.
No, it is.
It's mad, really, because like back in the day, like that was the ideal for like a leader. Do you know what I mean? Like a prime minister or a president, they would have done had a long career in business or whatever, and in whatever market they were in, whatever sector, and they'd proven themselves. Do you know what I mean? Over
Yeah.
that long career, so then they're like ideal to be
Yeah,
president or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
because they're cutthroat and ruthless. They are.
Yeah,
those
yeah,
sort of
for sure. And then
Yeah, yeah.
but like now it's like
It's
that's
definitely
not what you want. Do you know what
No,
I mean?
you want a
like an actor
humanitarian.
or something. Yeah, you want like an Obama or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Who like tells you one thing
You
and
want
does
someone who's
another.
down
do you
to
know what I
earth.
mean?
Career guy.
Someone that
Yeah.
can relate to most humans.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure, man. I
Relate
think
to
people just want to be
general
told what they want to hear, and then just do whatever you want anyway behind their backs or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
politics.
mate,
Anyway,
Obama said he
People
was going to
just
like get the world to do this like disarmament treaty or whatever, and literally made the most nukes ever, bro.
I know.
Ever
Did it
in the
happen
history of
before?
anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like
just
he
let's
made the
get
most
bare
nukes.
nukes.
Trust, bro.
God,
It's crazy. I just don't understand it, bro. Like, you can't even talk about that stuff without being a complete fucking psychopath or a lunatic or like some conspiracy theorist
Exactly.
fucking retard, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, trust, man. It's fucking bad.
And he
man.
said he was gonna close Guantanamo and all that shit. And
close G-Bay.
And Guantanamo's popping, bro.
Bending in
Yeah,
G-Bay,
they're
mate.
arresting anyone with a Casio watch, anyone with flip-flops,
they
bro.
got cock
do you know what I
meat
mean?
sandwiches.
Getting
fucking
Guantanamo,
left,
trust,
right, and
bro.
centre.
Cock meat sandwiches.
Anyone with that kind of heat, you know what I mean? Like, trust, bro.
Anyone,
Just-
bro, roasting
yeah, I
them.
mean, Just arrest anyone, put them in
Bonfire,
Guantanamo, bro.
Put them in Guantanamo.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Just chuck them
Lock
there,
'em up.
bro. It's like
There's
fucking
some
like,
English guy in there as well.
destination now, man.
I thought
Actually,
Obama
yeah.
shut it and Donald Trump was going to open it.
No.
Is that not what the situation is?
He said he was going to show it, and that was part of the whole.
Disarmament
Getting the
World
peace.
Treaty.
You know the peace prize that he got like 10
Yeah.
minutes into his presidency,
Just for
because
saying some
like,
stuff.
oh, bro, like, yeah, I'm gonna do all these things, bro. And like the Obamacare thing, which is, I looked into the Obamacare thing. It is
Yeah.
fucking semi-legit, definitely.
Semi-legit.
Yeah, it seems pretty good, man. You know what I mean? Everyone's.
I've heard a lot.
I don't know. But then, yeah, there's an upside. I've heard some conspiracy shit like, oh, he's trying to get like microchips into kids and stuff like that. I heard about that.
Yeah.
But I
I
don't
heard
think
about
it's just it's probably just internet hype. But yeah, lost the thread, man. Fuck.
Talking about Obama, you got that Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah. And
10 minutes
part
in,
of that
just saying
was,
things.
part of that was the Guantanamo promise.
Really?
I think anyway. But yeah, he didn't close it, man. And the Lib Dems obviously went back on the tuition fees.
Yep.
Fucking, we got the latest Tories with the money tree remark.
Yeah.
And then there's how much? What was it? 1.4
Something billion. Yeah,
1.4 billion
yeah.
for
Yeah.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And it's I heard that, you know, the treaty that ended the whole troubles in Northern Ireland, how we basically, the whole
Yeah.
thing that ended that troubles in the I don't know when it was, but yeah.
Can't remember the exact
That
name.
breach is in that kind of agreement. There was a clause where like the English government can't go into power with any secular government of Northern Ireland.
Really?
They can't form
And
a
that's been
government
completely
with them,
breached.
and they've formed a government using their like power. You know what I mean? Well, Jag's in the house.
Welcome,
Jags in the
Jag.
house, man.
Into the place.
What's sure.
Bonjour,
Yeah, man.
bonjour.
So that's Theresa May going back on a word and breaking an ancient treaty that could cause fucking civil war
Yeah.
or some mad shit.
Oh, we
Now, you
went
know how
deep,
she
man.
signed with the DUP.
What have you missed?
That was in the clause like that kind of, or in the agreement. What's it called? Oh, it's got a name, man. I
It
should
does
just
have a
look
name.
it up.
Not a
In the
clue.
agreement, like against like to calm down the troubles or whatever in Northern Ireland,
Yeah.
an English government can't go into power or something like that with a secular Northern Irish.
How did that get
Political
passed?
bias
How
and
how is that possible for that to be
I
a
don't
thing?
even know. How does this shit work, bro? Do you know what I mean? Are they
Like, how
breaking the
can-
law
I
then?
don't know, man.
Well, either
I
they're either
heard
breaking the
it's-
law or
I
it's
can't-
bullshit. It's
don't-
one of the two, isn't it?
I wouldn't quote me
crazy.
on it, to be fair, but I need to look it up.
But it's
Oh.
politics, you know what I mean? It's all
They
just...
bend it, that's what they do.
The
they make
TV
laws
show.
and
The
they-
TV
and they
show.
bend 'em,
really,
yeah,
isn't
they
it?
bend
You know what I
'em.
mean?
Yeah.
They pay themselves excessive amounts of money just to talk about shit for us, but don't ask us about it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
talk about it themselves,
Yeah,
talk amongst
yeah.
themselves.
That's such a
True,
good way
man.
to put it, man. I think I read something once that was just likened politics to like a soap opera. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's
Yeah.
something
Really
for
is. It's like a
TV.
game. It's like
That's it, do you know what I mean? It doesn't
WWE.
actually affect anything that goes on behind closed doors. Like that's
It all happens.
happening, and
Yeah.
it's all being done. Do you know what I mean? So the people can't really affect anything. But it's like it's as long as you make them feel like they're affecting something.
It could be,
Do you know what I
man.
mean? That's the kind of like that's the
Yeah.
trap, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That we're in. Like, do we hold political value anymore? Because they don't really need that many votes to get into power. Do they?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Do you know what I mean?
Like
So
it
it can
had
be a
to or
minority
no.
government
Yeah.
and still team up with some other fucking
Yeah.
government that's
Yeah,
backwards as
yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
Thinks that like homosexuality is worse than like paedophilia.
Yeah, I don't-
Yeah.
Like,
What's all that
what?
about?
Do you know what I mean? Like,
You know, we live in a
That's
place
a
where
strange
that
belief
is in
to hold,
power.
man.
yeah,
Not just like an idea, but it's in power
they govern us.
next to it.
Do you know,
Yeah,
as
they tell you-
citizens,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? All of us.
Yeah,
do you know
That's
what I mean?
no-
All of
nothing
us.
like
fine,
that. What that That can never
It's
ever
mad.
happen. The
But
people will rebel, man.
That's what I'm thinking.
It
Like,
can't.
but I think that's
crazy.
that's abhorrent.
I don't know, man.
It's fucking bad, isn't it, man?
It's
Do you know what I mean?
awful,
It is
man.
just
Like
really fucking bad. Like
It's
that
backwards,
we've
man.
got to this point. Yeah, backwards exactly.
That sort
man.
having that belief is
crazy,
the
man.
backwards way to be.
Mental.
It's a shame, man. Because then, like, Northern Irish people are just like, fuck's sake. Like, these guys are representing us on the world stage now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, imagine, I feel
They had a
for
good
those
showing
guys,
in
man,
Euro
do you know what I mean?
2016, and now this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
what a good
exactly.
draw.
Right. I mean,
That was a good
just,
draw against
like, we were
Poland,
fucking
man, that
proud.
they got.
You know what I mean? We were proud as a nation, and now you just fucked it up for us.
Yeah.
Nice one, DWP or whatever you call it.
DWP, Department of Work and Pensions, bro.
Yeah, nice on you guys. You know what I mean? Like, nice one.
Cheers, DWP.
Yeah.
Yeah, they switched that one up as well. Don't they? There isn't a
Bad,
DWP anymore. I don't think.
No, there's not.
It's,
Well, what they're called then? The DUP.
Universal Credit.
Yeah.
There is a DWP, my brother. I swear my brother
They're
works for him.
phasing out job seekers, and Universal Credit's the new.
Universal Credit's
yeah. The Department of Work and Pensions is obviously still the same.
It's just
thing.
a department in the
yeah.
government of work and pension.
Universal Credit will eventually take over from JSA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there'll be like a universal basic income? Because they've like talked about this for a long time.
Yeah, they have.
I've heard a lot about this on the web.
Because when the robots take our jobs, and sort of thing, well, what will everyone do? Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing.
But there's too many
Sort
people
of
on the planet.
graphics
Now we need a
something
big
like
call.
when robots
print
will
off all
take
money.
over, kind
Just
of
give us all the money.
like,
Give us all the money.
Yeah, transfer.
function-wise.
Yeah, that's totally how it works.
But I
Doesn't
think-
devalue the current money.
Like 2,200 or something. Supposedly robots will be able to do everything that we can and much better as well.
2,200.
Yeah,
Oh,
as
wow.
if it goes at the rate.
I'll be
time.
long gone
Yeah.
before then. That's all.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
trust
so
us,
good.
yeah.
Excited.
We'll make hay while the sun's shining, mate.
Yeah.
Exactly. Man.
Don't you worry about the future world, though.
You know how you just spoke,
We're
man.
only here
Not
for a
that, not
bit.
that much, bro. Yeah,
a little
trust,
bit.
man,
I do
trust.
worry about it sometimes. But
If I
Up and
become
down, mate,
immortal
up and
over my
down.
lifetime, I'll
then I'll
probably
worry
start
about
to worry
it.
about it. Yeah, I'll
it's
start
just
to
that we're
try
all
and
driven by
really do
complete
some
selfishness.
stuff,
I
yeah.
like that we can admit that.
But for now, everyone seems to be doing nothing, so I'm doing nothing as well. Do you know what I mean? It's that mob mentality, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The more people there are, the less likely we are to do
Apathy is
something.
death, man. You can't.
And there's
sit on the
7
fence.
billion of us. Do you know what I mean? So we're not doing shit to save the planet.
Yeah, just one little.
There's too many of us, bro. If there's like
Oh,
4 of
really?
us, and like one of them was like,
Dicking about.
"Oh man, I think we need to save the planet," then the other 3 are probably like, "Well, yeah, to be
Yeah,
fair, do
it's
you know
a
what I mean?"
good
There's-
idea,
yeah,
but
When you got
There's
7 billion
yeah,
people
exactly,
to work
it's like-
with,
No,
too many
it's
people,
Not even
too many
possible,
human
bro.
beings on
It's
this
not
planet,
even
man.
possible.
Let's,
Because like
we need
you've
to
got
colonize
every
Mars.
country's on its own right through this on its own like line as well through like their evolution or whatever. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like China's having like its industrial revolution.
Yeah.
How long after we've had ours, and then
Yeah.
how long after America, etc. Do you know what I mean? So it's like. And then, like, we're trying to impose, like, pollution laws and, like, all this kind of mad stuff on them, you know what I mean? That's, like, modern-day laws, do you know what I mean? Modern-day expectations of, like, a country that's not really... Countries that aren't really, like, there yet, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
it's MEDCs and LEDCs.
yeah. So, if anything,
Yeah,
those countries are, like, doing the best, really, do you know what I mean? Because they're kind of, like, the modern and, like, keeping the modern and the old, like, there together. do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Exactly, but they're
UK
the
has had its
biggest
heyday
thing.
industrially.
Yeah,
most definitely.
definitely. Oh,
yeah.
ours is gone, yeah, but
We
China's
import
obviously-
all of it, export
that's what I mean. No, do you know what I
manufacturing
mean? Like we've gone over that. You know what I mean? Industrial revolution. Now we're kind of like we're just a financial thing now. Do you know what I mean? That's we're on that
London.
kind
And
of
like,
wave.
it's
You know
just
what I mean?
consumer
Yeah.
capital, consumer
Luxury goods and stuff. You know?
borrowing
Cars.
as well. A lot
Yeah,
of
good
borrowing
cars.
comes
Yeah,
to us,
yeah.
and a lot of
This links into what I was about to
Insurance
say earlier about how with money and stuff, it's you know how you were saying about a universal currency.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it now,
I was saying universal like income. Do you know what I mean? When they talk about like giving like everyone like a certain amount of money.
oh, you
know
mean
what I
like that?
Setting
Oh,
level,
see,
yeah.
I thought you meant like one currency around the world.
No,
Oh.
man.
Oh well,
That'd be
I
much
went on a
different.
different tangent.
No, it's
then.
the universal basic income is this thing that they talk about where like I think they tried it in like Norway or like Germany or something.
Yeah,
Where they give you a set amount of money like every month
Yeah.
or week, regardless of if you work or if you make money otherwise. But it's just to like help you out. Do you know what I mean? It's not
that's clever.
just to give people money and like from the state. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
so they'd like scrap everything then. You know what I mean? They scrap all like benefits and etc. Do you know what I mean? Like you guys are saying like universal credit and job.
But you still pay
seekers.
tax,
Oh.
obviously, because it has to be
Yeah,
funded from somewhere.
there'd still be taxes and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but I think I don't really.
But wouldn't that necessitate the tax increase? Because you've also got to pay for stuff like healthcare and roads and
Yeah.
I don't
military
even
budget,
know, mate.
education.
I
all
don't even
that
know how
bollocks.
it'd work, but it's just like a lot of. Obviously, I've read a lot of articles about it recently. Do you know what I mean? Because like I'm subscribed to like the Reddit for futurology and that,
Yeah.
and they talk
Yeah.
about it a lot on there. Do you know what I mean? There's always articles like every so often. So like I don't really know what the tax situation would be, but I assume it's just like they've done some kind of maths. Do you know what I mean? to sit. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously,
some kind of
maths isn't my strong point as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless we're talking about like beats per minute. You know what I mean? I'm a whiz on beats per minute, but yeah, like there's these articles that were saying that universal basic income had basically it'd come from somewhere. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know where, but they must have done the maths for it. Do you know what I mean? So they had like figures. Do you know what I mean? But we'll have to pull something up. Man. But we'll do it next time because I'd like to go and find those articles again. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what you can do for next episode.
Yeah. Trust man.
On the subject of like England's industrial heyday and stuff like that, and countries going back and forth, and how now went through the US and now China. Don't you think it's mad how if we look at smartphones, the cameras we're using to record, all this technology here, all that, if you trace it back far enough and far enough and far enough and far enough and far enough, basis of industry comes from the black country.
Yeah.
I think that is mind-boggling when you think about it.
Yeah.
Where we're all from is that is given birth eventually down the line by proxy to iPhones and aeroplanes and stuff like this.
It's weird, man. Don't you think?
Just if you look at it just as large-scale manufacturing was started here.
It's a butterfly effect.
It doesn't matter if it's what type of industry. Large-scale manufacturing started in the black country and on big scale.
But wasn't that the Industrial Revolution in general, though?
Yeah.
Like started like
the industrial, but if you just scale it down to even one thing,
like fucking mining and stuff, man. We have mines and like everything, man.
Yeah, the way that we were extracting like minerals out of the earth was fucking sick.
We've got loads of disused mines and mine shafts.
The technology was here. Like everyone
behind my house was a mine shaft. Like literally a field behind my house was a mine shaft, an open plan mine shaft. My dad used to go and steal coal from it when he was a kid.
That's why I got part lime pits. It was probably that because it's lime pits. Like that's
digging for lime.
Yeah, exactly. It was, wasn't it? It's just like mine shafts and stuff, man. Remember, there's a road that was closed for a long time because there's a mine shaft like collapsed underneath it, and the road just sank. You know what I mean? Like a little sinkhole.
Do you remember the building that got it was set ablaze about 3 or 4 years ago? The Boak building in Warsaw. Just you can see it off the train.
Yeah. Building, man.
Here. It was on fire and we ran down to it.
Crazy.
And it was burning down,
we saw.
I was coming back on the train.
That's crazy.
With that.
Fuck. I bet that was a fucking sight, man. Bro.
Fucking weird to see that building go. What is it now? Isn't it just a car park?
Exactly, man. It's a good building opportunity.
Apparently, I heard that was a cancel inside job.
Yeah, of course. Well, mate, I'm not saying course, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I think
could have been.
A lot of this shit is too opportune. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And it was a listed building, I heard. So you can't just knock that shit down, and you can't really renovate it because it costs too much money.
Did the same thing with Jabez Cliff as well, man. Exactly. You know the one by the Fountain Pub.
Oh,
just opposite the Arboretum entrance.
Yeah.
The clock tower entrance.
Listed building.
Burnt arson attack.
Listed building.
I mean?
The one opposite Asda.
The one opposite catch anybody for any of these arson attacks.
I didn't even know it happened.
Oh yeah.
Remember the massive building, about 6 stories, big huge one in that. That's opposite Asda. That got set ablaze.
The one that.
Oh, on George Street. Yeah, mate. I was talking to someone about the other night about all those shop fronts.
There used to be like a wedding cake maker.
Old Victorian. Yeah. No, I think that's where Duncan Jones were first, wasn't it?
Wasn't it that thread where they sell the thread and the cloth and all that stuff? What's that called?
I think so. It was basically, when Asda used to be Sainsbury's. When Asda used to be Sainsbury's.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was then. Do you remember those buildings on that opposite street?
Oh fuck yeah.
Those buildings burnt down.
Yeah.
The whole block.
I remember that.
Do you know what I mean?
I used to chill in the
that delayed
Sainsbury's.
The
You know that bit above where the stairs used to go to.
Yeah.
I used to climb up in that bit and fucking.
I ain't got a clue where we're talking about. I'm
just middle of Warsaw town, mate.
I never
where
really
got there was fucking Sainsbury's.
I never really got to come to town until I was about 13, 14.
Really?
I was sheltered. Nah, I think I was like 11 the first time I come to town on my own.
That's mad.
Without my parents, like.
Nah, that's still pretty young.
I might have been the same.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, I was probably the same.
But I'm from Bloxford, you know what I mean?
It's like older, to be fair.
I used to chill on my estate.
Yeah.
And I never used to chill in town like he would have, like all you boys.
Hung out with all the Grebos down at the fountain.
Yeah.
In the middle. Yeah, podium, that was it.
Yeah, definitely.
And Civic, man, do you remember Civic?
Yeah,
Civic days.
of course, man. Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Fucking mad days. But yeah, fucking. I wasn't that fucking young.
This was when I was about 14, 15.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, about 13, 14, 15. Yeah.
Civic days. Every little pocket has, every little city, you know, every up and down the country always has those little pockets where you see yourself. You know what I mean? You see. I remember being in that sort of similar group. If they've still got that, like even though
little movements, even if it's like a
the dynamic, even though the dynamics change, there's something about those little groups where you think, oh, I remember those days, man, chilling with the fucking scrubs around some little messy place.
Like
the only times I get nostalgic is when I see someone cruise on a skateboard, man.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, fuck, man. I remember I used to fucking cruise. Absolutely cruise.
But
man.
now you cruise in your car.
Yeah, no, you're on road.
It's not the same though, bro. It's not the same at all.
No, you have to pay for a car. You buy your skateboard, but then that's
the same sensation.
I was always on my bike as a kid. That was me.
You got a car. You got loads of responsibility.
That's true. Yeah, you don't fall flat on your fucking face either because of like one tiny little minuscule subatomic stone. You know what I mean?
A little piece of dirt.
Yeah, exactly.
You get speed wobble on.
You know what I mean? And you just the board just goes flying from under your feet and you're just on your front. Just like, oh, this is not worth it. You know what I mean?
We're at an hour and a half. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. Ooh, cool. So, can I edit that out?
What should we do? Should we carry on? Or?
I don't know. It's up to you, boys.
That's good, man.
Should we call it a wrap,
boys?
I think so. I think that was a nice length, man.
Yeah.
It's listenable because I'm starting to get sick of sounding my own bloody voice.
Yeah, same, bro. Same, man. Same.
Thank you to anyone who watched / listened.
Yeah. Cheers. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be. I don't know if we're going to be on the same time next week because we haven't really scheduled when this is going to go out.
I think we're trying to do it every 2
weeks.
Yeah, this is going to be bi-weekly.
Depends.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think so. Yeah. Not twice a week, but twice a month, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Should we do the little
bi-weekly means?
Smash that
fortnightly.
Yeah, fortnightly. There we go.
Yeah.
Should we do
bi-weekly to me makes me think like twice a week.
Yeah.
Just one.
Okay, guys, so
that's another
like and subscribe.
That's another topic.
Smash that like button, guys. Smash that share button.
Smash that like button, guys.
Share with your friends.
Subscribe, guys.
Nah, seriously, leave some comments.
Subscribe to my channel, guys.
Oh yeah, leave comments and interesting stuff that you know.
Yeah, and if you want us to talk about some shit,
if we talk shit about something, let us know. If you hate our faces,
if you want to hear more about,
if you want to correct us,
if you want to tell us to shut the fuck up, let us know.
Enlighten us.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to do Migos ad-libs, please do that as well.
Yeah, do it.
Cookie! Do those.
Drew pay.
It's true.
All of that's going to be edited out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
from where Joe said, you know what I mean? No, I'm only joking. Everyone got so serious.
Should we clap it?
Should we do a clap?
Yeah, let's wrap it, man.
Let's clap it.
Clap it.
Clap it, rap it. We should because it's official then.
Clap and rap.
As I said, I just like clapping.
It just does like clapping. There you go. He got his clap.
Alright then, cool.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.